G'day, g'day, g'day. It's your boy Danny D, aka Alaktrician Man, in the house for another live stream. Here with my boy Blue Chip Drip. Man, say g'day, brother. Much love to you. Yeah, let's wait and see. I mean, there's like 6 people already watching, bro. And as I was saying in the background, and I'll let you guys out there know as well. I'm not feeling so great today, but the show must go on, as they say. And so here we are. Just general chat today. You know, we'll field questions, brother, in the chats there, and you know, see what we can do about answering them. I'll also give a little bit of an update in regards to Drip Potluck, you know, what recent changes we made and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, why people aren't playing it at the moment. We don't know. I'm not really sure. We'll wait to see what happens with, you know, see the questions that people have out here. So let me just... LCM, hey brother. Susie, great to see you here again. Travis George, as always. Drip 2, from what I'm getting, the price will boom. Why everyone just like talking it'll hit $1. Yeah, let's wait and see. Let's bring that into the discussion in a little while. Westside Ian, good to see you there again. Awesome to see you guys. I mean, I don't know, Blue Chip, did you see my live stream the other night? I think it was a Friday night, or would have been your Thursday morning. I just came on, just why not? I'd been doing a stream on Facebook, and then after that I thought, okay, I'll do a stream on YouTube. So it's not my normal time, but you know, I was expecting to be on for like 30 minutes and it was like an hour and a half. So,
yeah, I saw that later. Yeah, I didn't catch it Thursday morning. I actually watched it yesterday.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah. So it's a bit of fun. Tony, good to see you there again. Alak-Azul, yes. Stephen, good to see you there again, as always. And Westside, salute to both of us there, brother. So there you go. So,
what's up, Westside?
You know what? Because I'm not feeling too good, I'm going to start the stream with an Alak-Azul. Just that might make me feel a little bit better. So, Alak-Azul.
Alak-Azul.
There you go. So there's been some crazy times, man. Damn crazy times. I had last weekend off. I just needed to spend some time with family, and you know, just to chill out and just have some Danny time. How about you, bro? What's been happening? What's been going on?
All same thing. About the time Drip. Well, before Drip went through all these changes, I had to make some changes in my business, so relocating my office and that kind of stuff, and
wow,
just some marketing, that kind of stuff. And so when all this happened with Drip, I'm like, man, you know, it's like there's big changes in all aspects of my life, you know. So I was kind of like already you know, in the mood for it. It didn't affect me as much, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, pretty dramatic. Actually, I'm going to put this out here. B, good to see you. If you want to join on the stream, I'm going to send you the link anyway, B, just in case you want to join us on the stream. Make things more interesting again. I'm going to do that right now. And for anyone else that wants to join, I've already put the studio link over in the Alak-Azul Show community chat. Go and check that out if you want to join us on the stream. Blue Chip, do you have headphones?
No, why? Is there a lot of noise or?
No, I'm actually cool with it. I'm not getting any. This is a lot clearer than what you've been recently, like in past streams. I think it's better. So, oh, you're getting an echo? Or is it me? I don't hear an echo. Hang on, let me turn off this one. Let me put my headphones on. See if it's me. Yo, sound check. I'm not getting an echo from you at all.
Test 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
No, I'm not getting any echo. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Um, so there you go, Stephen. Team King 254, welcome back again. Good to see you again. From Texas. Awesome. My sister's in Texas. She's in Round Rock. So just outside of Austin, as far as I know. So there you go. Yeah, man, I'm just not feeling 100% today. I been going for weeks, as I was telling you offline in the studio. I've been going for weeks of 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours sleep a night, and it's just really taken its toll on me. Obviously things with drip pot luck and things that have been going on with drip and all that kind of thing, trying to work out ways that we can help it more. I mean, we've started off doing disbursements with drip pot luck, disbursements to the tax vault, and then to reservoir, and then burning, which people didn't like me doing the burn. But now everyone seems to be looking at doing burns. So, that's, it's quite funny. I think we've set a little bit of a precedence on that. So yeah, a lot of thoughts been going into that. I've also been doing a lot of work on my Alak-Azul project as well. So hopefully that's going to be launching pretty soon. Well, when I say soon, we're months away. So it's not like it's going to happen next week. And then obviously, yeah, with drip pot luck, we haven't done a disbursement in over a week. A lot of people aren't playing at the moment. I noticed there's a few wins. Someone won the 50 game in the last day or so. So, there's still a few people playing, but it's I think what's happening is that because there's not as many people playing, the games are not going quick. And that's really what people wanted, the games to go quick. In regards to promotion from, Ray and the main drip team, for them to promote drip pot luck, they're really asking us to use Chainlink, okay? Which is something that we wanted to do anyway. But just so you guys know out there, and Blue Chip, you can give your opinion on this as well, man. Right? Chainlink is very expensive, right? In the whole scheme of things, it's actually very expensive to use. And unless you're like a really big protocol or really big, then it becomes justifiable. I mean, if we were to go to Chainlink, for example, effectively we would have to remove all the lower games. I mean, your point ones, okay? Point 0.01 is like 2 BNB, okay? And these are the things that most people, $2, not 2 BNB. 0.01 is like $2. And these are the games that most people have been playing. Unfortunately, if we were to use Chainlink, the gas fee alone would be like $2. Right? Yeah, the gas fee alone would be like $2. So you couldn't do those 0.01 games. It's just ridiculous, right? We'd actually be losing money because we'd have to be covering it ourselves, right? And it's just not something that we can do at this point in time, But, why they want to use Chainlink, verified random number generator, yeah, I mean, our system is actually pretty robust, right? At the moment, in the beginning, yeah, we noticed this when we launched it prematurely. We noticed that there were a few bots that were trying to game the system, but they weren't successful. Okay, basically what they were trying to do is they were trying to front run. So front run as in try to pay higher gas fees and try to get in before, try to get into that last minute and trying to front run to win the games, right? But they weren't able to do it. So which was fine because they, when they were failing, we were still getting benefit from their failures, right? So, which was fine, but obviously that's not good, because if it does go through, obviously that's unfair play. So we've been able to fix that. We've been able to do that. We've done 2 system upgrades since, and since then we have not had any bots at all. And this is all on chain. Everyone can see it, you know. So we've been able to correct those things. So at this point in time, trying to go with Chainlink for the benefit of having, you know, the main guys of Drip helping sponsor us and support us, not sponsor us, but you know, promote us on their channels. Well, at this point, it's just not a viable thing. You know, again, we didn't do any seed raises or anything like that for this. We basically we've funded this ourselves. So we can't keep dishing out money when we're not making any money, right? We make very, very little. So, what do you think? Do you think we should put in Chainlink, bro?
No, I don't. I don't see the benefit at all.
Absolutely not. You know, absolutely not. It would mean that we'd have to take away like the 0.01s and 0.02s. You know, we'd have to start at least 0.05, you know, per game, which kind of takes it away from those people that are just trying to do the $2 here, $3, you know. Yeah. So it's not worth it for $2.50 gas. Absolutely not. Doesn't leave much to play with, right?
I mean, besides having an official endorsement from the big dog, so to speak,
yep.
What other benefit would it do for you?
Absolutely none.
That'd be like that'd be like me paying you so I can put Alak-Azul distributor on the back of my truck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just not worth it, you know, to go down that road. So unfortunately, okay, they're not going to promote us, well that's fine too, you know. But you know, I don't want it. Yeah, but you know what? I will say it. I don't know. Is DDD on Chainlink? I don't know. Is it?
It may be. I don't know. I would assume it is, but I don't know for sure. You know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the workaround around that. So, but anyway, hey B, just to let you know, I did send you a link to the studio if you want to jump on and join us. And yeah, Tony, yes, burn it, and that's pretty much the direction we're going to go. But again, I've got to confirm that with my partners as well. So, but generally, that's the way we go. We're just holding it at the moment. We're holding it. You guys can check it on the blockchain. You can see how much is holding in there. It's not a lot. It's only like 2 BNB, a little bit over 2 BNB, which is absolutely minimal at this point in time because obviously we haven't had a lot of people playing the game. Huss, good to see you again. As always, Huss has been a great follower of mine, man, since like way back. You know, before I even took the break from being online. You know, took a break from being in public light. So good to see you, man. Great shout out to you. Shout out to you again, and thanks for the support always. So yeah, that's pretty much like where we're at with like Drip Pot Lark. You know, obviously the whole idea was we're going to generate a bit of revenue. Again, this is not for our pockets, but you know, to be able to get at least some so we can use it for marketing, etc. And I mean, really, for the cost of marketing at the moment, we just don't have that budget for it, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So now in regards to the changes with Drip, you know, my take has been, and I've said this like even on the on my stream the other night. There's tidbits of information that are coming out, right? There's this and that, and now I hear there's a 90% burn, and you know 10% to pay a small APY or whatever on, you know. But again, in my own opinion, until an actual white paper or a light paper comes out. We didn't put one out for Drip Pot Luck, but ours is so simple that you don't even really need it. But for something like that, you know, until a white paper comes out or a light paper comes out, I'm kind of not. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't think any of us really know. It's just all like, okay, maybe this is going to happen, and maybe it won't. You know, there's things that'll change along the way. My own personal take is that I'm just accumulating what's in my availables. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm not compounding or anything like that. I'm just accumulating what's in my available, and then, you know, I'll probably claim it from time to time. I'm not selling it at the moment. I'm just accumulating my drip. How about you, bro? What's your strategy with it at the moment? What are you doing?
Oh, same thing, man. And real quick, back to the whole endorsement thing.
Oh,
Just
okay.
keep, you got a shout out from Ray. Just keep popping up on Ray's live stream and get those shout outs. That's like
Yeah,
an endorsement, right?
it is. I mean, and I noticed that yesterday. I got a shout out from him. But it's so funny that all these like people like Ray, even Drip Coach, right? They give me a shout out, but they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy." It's as if they don't know me. God, man, I've been here since freaking day one. They know who I am. They're just scared to like. Well, not scared, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why. You know, I don't know why they don't want to mention me, which is really crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm part of smelly vision and you can smell me through the screen or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yes, they are, it's been mentioned, but I don't know, brother. I don't know.
Well, you got, I was happy that you got a shout out on Ray's
Yeah,
stream. I think that's a big step in itself.
it is.
He's launched a bunch of stuff that's been good, and Drip Coach, he's seems to be a pretty sharp fella, but he had that
Yeah,
360 change going on, and
yeah.
I don't I don't think it did what he thought it was going to do.
Well, even with that, um, again, I'm not getting. I don't want to get into negatives, but I noticed he did a video on Drip Potluck, which is great, fantastic. I really truly appreciate that. But it was like, oh, it's done by this guy. Oh, I don't know who this guy is. But we've been in DMs. You get my, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but anyway, hey, Doug and Todd, shout out to you, Alak-Azul. Guys, if you want to jump on the stream, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to send you a link just in case you want to jump on.
But as far as the drip changes, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing. I'm just accumulating, letting it sit there. I don't know if I should like claim it to the fountain or the slot page.
Well, yeah. Bro, again, from what I've seen and what I've heard on G Money, G Money, what he said is like the small contract that they're building is for those people that may have stuff in there available, but their available will not be available once they flick the switch. So the next contract is that they can then retrieve that, right? So,
Right.
Again, I got so many accounts, right? And some of them I'm just letting it accumulate. Some of them I'm actually claiming, right? And just leaving sitting in my wallet. Just in case, because I don't want to have to go through all the drama of having to go through another contract to try to retrieve these things or whatever, right? But, I got enough accounts so I can just play. Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? I'll try them both. So,
But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that, Steve. Yeah.
I've been buying I've been buying this liquid
Yeah.
drip at this
Mm-hmm.
price and letting it sit there. Simply because I'm taking the attitude that this is pretty much like a new project at a very,
Yeah.
very good pre-sale price.
I,
With
I, I agree.
oh yeah,
I agree. And with the stuff that I mean, again, if it all goes through the way it's being said at the moment, I mean, a 90% burn is fantastic, right? And
yeah,
that's going to remove it from circulating supply, and obviously that's going to help raise the price. So I think long term, that's going to be a great thing. Okay, immediate short term, it's going to take a while for that to actually take effect. But if you're talking about it being like fully deflationary, totally deflationary, just hold it. We're still building stuff for drip. There's developers out there that are building stuff for drip. I mean, it can really only go up after it's settled down, right? Because I'm a believer that if when they flick the switch, you're going to have a little bit of a price hike, and then you're going to get the massive sell-offs again. Okay, and
right.
that's going to happen for quite some time. Okay, that's going to happen for quite some time. So, once that settles down and then it kind of flatlines for a bit, I think then you'll see the gradual growth in it. So it's going to be a long-term thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So, okay, so yeah, DDD is on Chainlink. Well, from what Core Step says. And hey, brother, good to see you there again. Good to see you there again. Yeah, but I think it's going to be a long-term play. It's not something that people should be expecting that once the switch is flicked and then it's deflationary, the price is going to go parabolic. I doubt that. Not financial advice, right? But that's just my own opinion, and I guess coming from someone that's been in here since day one. So, Anyone out there in the streams, if you in the chats, if you have any questions, please ask away. Any other plays that you're doing, brother? Anything else you're getting into?
I'm looking at. I've got some other DApps that I'm looking at, and I've got some friends. We have some of the same friends, and they've been sharing with me what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're like plays. You got to like get in there like every 6 hours and dump. Once you're in.
Yeah. And okay.
I like it. Hey, if I was semi-retired, man, I'd be all over it. And so right now, besides drip and the reservoir, I'd like to jump into the animal farm, but I'm waiting for the V3.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I want to get some other projects, but right now I'm just drip and reservoir, man.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of those those degen plays out there where you can, literally, if you get in on day one and get out on day two, there's a lot of money to be made. But that's obviously high risk, right? And it's a matter of timing. You never know.
And I forgot, I'm holding some hex that I staked.
Yeah.
For like a year, so I don't even count that right now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. And if you can do that, if you can get into these things and then just leave them and just don't worry about them, right? I was watching Crypto Unlimited 22 this morning, and the guys were talking about the elephant stuff, and I am in elephant. I've been in elephant for quite a while, but also in Stampede. Stampede's another thing, and it was supposed to be trunk was supposed to be pegged at $1, and it went down like really far down, but now because elephant money's like this, and it's buying back trunk, the price of trunk is slowly going up as well. So, it's a long-term play. It's definitely a long-term play. So you can buy things and just forget about it. Lucky and I went through some stuff recently, and it's like, oh shit, I've got this since like 2018. Let's check, and there's like $1,000 sitting in there or something, or just things you forgot about. So, Drew Prodigy in the house. G'day, brother Nelly. I sent you a link, bro. So if you want to join us, that'd be awesome, man. I'd love to have you on the stream as well. Again, Doug and Todd, Big Beauty. Anyone else out there in the stream, I always put an invitation out to you guys. If you want to, jump on. And here's Doug and Todd.
How's it going?
Hey, g'day, champs.
How's it going, Danny?
Good. Well, yeah, good. Super tired, right? Super tired. Just, a little bit of burnout, I guess, for all these, past few weeks of just no sleep. But right. All in all, pretty good. I'm still here. That Alak-Azul helped me.
That always helps.
Yeah. How's your renovations going? Good?
Pretty slow, actually.
Yeah?
It did a little bit more in the kitchen, not a whole lot more, though. The landlords are kind of taking a little bit of break from it, so
okay,
we're helping them out with the majority of it.
Well, at least there's something happening,
Right?
Yeah, we got to.
Alak-Azul to you guys, right?
Same to you.
My second one.
Who's keeping count?
Absolutely, I was about to say that.
Hey, Danny.
By the end of it. Yep.
You asked me about the other projects, and then one of my good friends, I don't want to give up any names because I don't know if they want me to do that, but
yep.
They sent me a DM, and he gave me instructions on base rate or something, one of those pulse rate or base rate,
Yep.
and so I bought about 2 B and I started going into it, and then I chickened out. I said, "Nah, I'm just gonna stick it in the reservoir." I was like, I don't know, man. I felt like I didn't know enough about it. But
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of those things, right? Yeah, you really gotta look into it. Hey, Nelly, welcome, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. Sorry, I'm
Oh
late.
man,
I saw the link, but
it's all good, man.
I'm
You're
in the
always
middle of
welcome, brother.
working.
That's all good. You're always welcome. But yeah,
What I
in regards
miss?
to, oh man, not much. A couple of Alak-Azuls talked about drip pot luck a bit, and they were talking about other plays, etc. And yeah, it's that fear factor, right? That little bit of entering into the unknown. And actually, I guess drip is a little bit like that at the moment. We are entering into the unknown now. We don't know, right? Even with the changes, we can speculate on what's going to happen and how it's going to be better or more beneficial or whatever. But again, we really don't know. So it is stepping out there into that world. As you guys can imagine, me being in the position I'm in, I'm getting like messages all the time from people. Oh, bro, how about this or how about that, or and I do play with certain other protocols, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not prepared to talk about it until I've made some kind of benefit or I've tested it out myself. Doug and Todd know this. I mean, you guys have known me for a long time,
Yep.
and it's always been the same. I'm never going to suggest anything to you until I've actually made some kind of benefit out of it myself. And even after that, there's no guarantee it's going to be successful. We've had that with things like Splassive and Furio, etc., right? So it's all entirely up to you guys, but I've kind of taken a step back a little bit and gone, nah, I really want to study these things a lot more before I start talking about them, So I think that's only fair, because the last thing you want, man, is like me. You can imagine how many people have been messaging me, and same with you guys, like Nelly, same thing, Oh, but I got in at this. Why is it this price and blah blah blah, and sometimes that's a little bit of it's a huge weight on the shoulders at times, right? And in reality, we shouldn't have to be dealing with that because everyone makes that decision to make their investments, and but there's a couple of really interesting ones that have been working so far, and within the coming weeks I'll be talking about those. So just so you guys know, there is life still.
Yeah, you wanna have skin in the game before you promote anything, right?
Absolutely.
I feel.
Absolutely. You have to. But then sometimes you get the responses like, oh shit, why didn't you tell me about it then? It's like, what do you do, man? Oh, you should have told me back then.
Have
But
you? I actually listened to AJ's AMA this morning.
yep,
Spark Swap.
yep,
That's something I'm looking into. I never got into EMP money,
yep.
but the feedback I've gotten is that he's a pretty legit dude. Not into rugs or anything, but I'm not in it yet, so I'm not going to talk about
Yeah,
it. I will when I get in,
yeah. I'm not in Spark Swap yet. I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I'm not in it yet. I don't really know all the tokenomics about it. Again, my number one focus. I mean, I do dabble in things, but my number one focus is just to get, the projects that we have on board. That's where my focus is at the moment. My wife threw another spanner in the works the other day, and so I've been spending time with her, like working on her project. She's got a game that she's been working on for like 5 or 6 years already. Okay. And it was just the other day, she said, hun, you know about this game that I've been working on? Yeah. She goes, can you help me convert it to crypto?
whoa,
Yeah, right. So and it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. So we've been working on tokenomics, how to generate revenue here, generate revenue there, and it's basically it's like a whole new world. It's like a city within, you know. I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's a real live economy that's going on the inside, and it's actually bringing in real life business into it as well.
Yeah.
And there's also, you know, because it's a game, you have to be going into it every couple of days to make sure, at least every couple of days, because if you don't maintain it, there's certain things in the system that'll die, right?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty full on, man. Yeah. I mean, she's been working on it for 5 or 6 years, right? and she's a coder as well, okay? But she's taken a step back from coding for a couple of years now, and then now she's gone, no shit, I've got to be doing this again, right? Because she's been focusing on other businesses, but now, you know, she's actually a really, really good coder, and she's super intelligent. Now she's having to adapt to Solidity and you know, things like that, and she's been focusing on that the last few days, and every day she'll go, can we sit down, let's work this out. She gets a big pad, and we start, you know, nutting through everything, and it's super complex, super complex. All right, so I give you an example. Hey, oh man, it's going to be nuts.
I saw your live where you did the impromptu the other night. You're saying, in comparison to Alak-Azul, man, this is deep.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. I mean, again, it's I can talk about this because, like, I'm not going to give. It's impossible for me to give the whole detail. But just for example, let's say within the game, let's say that you are a shoe manufacturer. Okay, just keeping it simple. Shoe manufacturer. Now, what goes into making a shoe? Right. So you've got, obviously you've got leathers, you've got your, you know, your rubber and etc. Right, all the fabrics and stuff like that. Now, each one of those, how do you produce a fabric? How do you produce the leather? How do you produce the rubber? So there's all these different industries that come into play. So for you to have a shoe factory, there has to be fabric factories, there has to be, you know, rubber plantations, there has to be, and all of these have their own workers as well. So you can own a rubber factory, you've got to employ people, right, to be able to produce the rubber, to then be able to, you know, to go into moldings, or a rubber processing factory then goes into moldings, then goes to the shoes. Same thing with shoelaces. Like shoelaces, you've got to have all the components of the shoelace, and they're all different individual factories as well that create these things. So that's just a little bit of a so you can imagine how complex it's going to be, and that's just for shoes. What about for farming, right? For example, all right, you're going to produce wheat, for example. So you have a wheat farm, okay, but to do that, you have to have the silos, you have to have the machinery, you have, you know, the machinery. How is the machinery made?
Yep.
You have to have metals, you have to have rubber, you have to have this and that. How do you get the metals? You've got to mine it. So you're literally creating real industries within the ecosystem. And that's for every single industry. Obviously, it's going to be made in modules, right? You can't do all of it all at the same time, because it's basically every single industry that there is. And you can have like that business. So, all right, let's say you want to start a bakery, for example, okay? Because people within the system need to eat. So you're going to create a bakery, right? For you to create that bakery, you then have to buy an NFT, which will give you the company, right?
Are you talking like Meta or Minecraft or something like that, or is that the kind of game?
Initially, it'll be like pretty much just flat image based, okay? Flat image based. So it'll just be a screen, okay? So you got to go and do this. So it'll take you to another screen where you can then purchase the things that you need for your particular business. But those businesses have to exist as well before you can actually purchase, right?
Yeah, right. So it's a
real economy,
world,
man.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's now using crypto. It's going to be nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts.
That's way over my head, man.
Oh no, but the thing is, it becomes a game, bro. It's like, you know. So for example, okay, you plant the wheat, okay. In a real world, if you don't go and reap what you sow, that will all wilt and die away, right?
Yep.
So it's forcing you to come back. It's forcing you to come back to then, you know, reap the what you've sown.
It almost sounds like that old computer game, Sim Farm.
Well, yeah, but that's just a farm.
Right.
You can imagine all these industries. Imagine what goes into making a car.
Right.
Right. And you'll have to buy cars within the game, or you can be a car sales company, right? But that also opens it up to the big players in the world, like your Fords and Toyotas and your Chevys and stuff, to actually they buy position in the game.
I might have an in for you coming up soon on that one.
Right. So it's pretty intense, man. Again, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it's a real economy that's affected by everything. I mean, like education as well. You can pay for education to increase your earnings and things like that. There's going to be like total governance, you know, and then there'll be countries, and then, you know, it's countries, states, and then you can interact with different countries as well, because obviously there's a real economy in there. So things may be cheaper over there, and they may be more expensive over here, and you can actually then, okay, instead of producing it here, I'm going to import it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Intense. Super freaking intense. But, you know, that's where we're heading. And again, my wife's been working on it for like 5 or 6 years. When we talk about Alak-Azul, Alak-Azul is going to be freaking amazing, but it's nothing compared to what she's working on. But
You
it
two
will
are
be
just a
part
double
of it.
threat over there.
Hey?
That you two are a double threat working side by side.
Well, yeah, man. But you know what? And we were talking about this morning as well. We had breakfast together, and she didn't sleep at all last night. So she's in bed now. But, you know, we had breakfast together this morning. We laid it out while we're having breakfast. We're discussing this bit and that bit, and, you know, and we realized we create the core, but we can't do this on our own as well. We have to have other people coming in as well.
Yep.
You know, like an economist, for example, right? Someone that's actually in that game, and they need to, you know, they can work it out. Like, sure, we have the understanding, but we couldn't do what an economist could do, right?
Yep.
So we have to bring in people like that. So it's going to be crazy, man, and it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for everybody. I mean, Nelly, construction, right? Construction. You would be able to say, oh, yeah, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this many people in our teams, and blah, blah, blah. And you having a position in the game, you can now employ people to do certain tasks within your company, right? Same thing. They're working, they're constructing things, like within the game, they're constructing things. There's money coming back to you. There's taxes to be paid, etc., etc. It's a real world, right?
Yeah.
It's a real world.
Working within budgets and whatnot. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But it's freaking awesome. So, what do you think, guys?
That sounds great. There's
So
a lot
you're
of stuff that seems to be the new way coming out.
Yeah, it's mind
You're
blowing.
gonna go from getting 4 hours sleep to like 1 or 2 hours sleep. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, what can we do, man? We got to keep pushing ahead, right? We got to keep pushing ahead. We got to keep creating opportunities. And if we don't, well, then, you know, we may as well just go sit in the corner and cry. I'm not prepared to do that. So,
No,
you know,
can't.
you can't.
Yes,
And
like
then-
a week ago, my wife has a rental property, and so I went over there to weed eat and cut the grass.
Yep.
And the neighbors next door, I know he's a guy that's like half my age, but he's like supposedly got some sort of disability or something, so he never comes outside. And it's a beautiful day. It's Saturday. The weather's perfect. I see people jogging in the neighborhood, and So I'm over there weed. I'm actually enjoying weed eating and cutting grass, but I
Nice.
accidentally took out his dish, his satellite dish, with my lawnmower, you know, and
Oh no.
I was like, oh man. I said, I wonder whose dish this is. I said, well, I'll find out in a second. Somebody's going to come out here, and next thing I know, here's this dude, you know, coming out here. You know, he's all white and stuff, so you can tell he never goes outside. But my point is, man, he's like, man, now I got to watch college football all day, and I'm thinking, dude, you're going to be sitting inside. That's your plan of the day. You're going to sit inside and watch TV all day. You know?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it,
man. It's madness. It's madness. Susie, yes, you will. You'll be singing in the bar. I'm planning on that. Lots cooking at Danny's house. Sounds really cool. Yeah, absolutely, Tony. Again, we just can't stop, right? We just got to keep going. One day something's gonna click, right?
Yep.
Something's gonna click. You know. And let's touch on this, and I'm probably going to get shit from Lucky and my partners, but let's touch on this, right? Drip Potluck, you know what it's been built for, right? It's been built to help drip. Now, we're not making any money. Zero. We're making zero, right, out of this. Now, so what happens? We don't know what's happening with drip. Right. So there's going to be a time that we're going to have to stop and look at it and go, well, is it really worth us putting in that 10%, 13% towards drip? You know, and I you understand what I'm trying to get at, right? It's a waste. We've spent like how many thousands to do this, and if we're getting nothing back, even just a little bit, right, to cover our costs, maybe we're going to have to rethink our strategy with that. You know,
well, and I think that might have to be a difficult question that's brought out sooner than later.
It might have to be. You know, it might have to be. I mean, there's ongoing costs. Even with people not playing the game, there's ongoing costs for that. You know, so but I mean, at this point, I'm not saying, oh, we're going to stop it. No, it's not like that. And you know, whoever plays will still have benefit, but you know, we may have to rethink things a little bit. I mean, we are adding other things to it that we're working on at the moment. You know, other use cases for drip, etc. But you know, as much as we're all part of drip, right? As much as we all want the positives, again, we're stepping into the unknown. We do not know, right? I mean, that's just reality. We don't know. So, you know, when that comes, what do we do? Right?
It's all speculation, you're right.
Yeah, it is, bro. And you watched my stream the other night, and that's what I was saying about, you know, why I took last weekend off, because I knew that everyone was going to be talking about, you know, the changes for drip, etc. And I know, I mean, you have as well, Blue Chip, you have as well, you know, Nelly, you have, and that's great, because that gives people an idea of what may happen. Okay, but on my side, I haven't really touched on it because I don't know. I don't want to be giving misinformation in any way, shape, or form, right? You know, so I thought,
well, that's
people
why
will be doing it. Yeah.
That's why I said just what I'm doing, because I've got no clue, right?
Yeah.
And all I know is that drip is safe in my wallet.
Yep, that's right. That's pretty much it.
You know, that's all I can give. That's all the information I've got. So
yeah,
my wallets with 15K or 10K and all those wallets, I'm just putting them in my wallet, because if it does become deflationary, well, it will. We just don't know how long it'll take.
Yeah.
I know I've got it and it's mine, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you look at that, bro, like, you know, a week ago, what people thought was going to be happening a week ago changed 2 nights ago, right? Or 2 days ago with 90% burn and blah, blah, blah. It changed, okay?
Yeah.
So, again, I don't know. But I mean, what I can say is this: burning, I wonder where that idea came from. Where everyone was giving me shit for it, right?
Yeah.
But there you go, right? So now we're looking at a 90% burn. Whether that sticks or not, I don't know. Right? I honestly, I don't know. Drip NZ.
What do you say, about 2 weeks?
Kia ora. Yeah, but yeah, he
Kia ora.
said 2 weeks. Yes.
Yeah. For extended time.
Well, for extended time, but also, I mean, you listen to Forex, but then I noticed in the chats within this past week, you know, G Money was saying, oh, we're maybe a week away, right?
Yeah.
So maybe a week away, and then, you know, someone else says 2 weeks, and then we just don't know. I'm not knocking the guys in any way, shape, or form. Don't get me wrong, okay? But until I know, I don't know, right? And that's the reality. I mean, even when you know, Doug, Todd, you know about this. Even with Animal Farm, remember way back when they first launched Animal Farm?
Yep.
And I had people asking me, "Are you in? Are you in? Are you in?" And you know this, Doug. You know this. Are you in? And I said, "No, I'm not." Oh, but why? And I had people stressing out in the Telegram groups and stuff. You know, oh, you know, I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna miss out. Dude, my opinion is always the same. I don't ape in on anything, right? I wait to see. If it's going to be good, it's going to be good 6 months from now. What's happened?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Did I lose anything? No. I am in Animal Farm. I am. I've got positions in there. But I was not aping in on anything, right? Because we just don't know. It's all about stepping into that unknown. Right, if you're a degen and you want to do that, that's great. Or, you know, more power to you, and I hope it works out for you. But for me, I'm more about, I'm not about the parabolic rises in things. I'm looking for stability. When things find their floor and they become stable, that's when I start to go in. Right? I don't personally. I don't want to ride the highs and the lows, and that's fucking stressful, man. Right? It's stressful. So I wait to see what happens, you know. So, just been on 2 live chats. Many of us long-term drippers are diversifying into elephant. Yes, I actually saw you on the drip, the Crypto Unlimited 22, and you know, guys. I mean, let's be real, okay? We're drip maxis. We are, okay.
Right.
But we'd be stupid not to open our eyes to other opportunities. You know, wouldn't you agree? Bro, Nelly, when I first came into Crypto Collective on your invite, okay, things were very different then to where they are now.
Yeah.
And so we need to make those, you know, the diversification, if you want to call it that, diversify into other things and still maintain our faith in drip. Right, I had a message on Twitter the other day. Or X. You know, do you still have faith in drip? And I said, yeah, I have faith in drip, but I'm also doing this. And then they go, why do you have faith in drip? Because of the community. I have faith in the community. Okay, no matter what happens on the back end, I have faith in the community, and that's why I have faith in drip, and that's why I'm still building for drip. But
well, that's the video I just did. That's the video I just did the other day. Is the community is what makes drip, you know, and that's where my belief lies as well. Like, I mean, I'm not the only one that's invested big in it, and there's guys that are invested real big that are actually coders and building stuff like yourself.
Yep.
And there's all these other projects coming up, so I can't see it going anywhere, you know what I mean? And now becoming deflationary, I think there's a bright future. And I'm also diversified. Like I was a Hexagon before I was a dripper.
Yeah.
And I've got Pulse X and I've got all those things. I just haven't talked about them because I just got so consumed with drip, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and you get pulled into that.
Yeah.
this channel was never just about drip. We were talking about drip a lot in the early days. I mean, obviously, I had Forex on the stream. I, have Folly on here and have all of those guys. You had Brandon and Kelly and everyone else, Fiat Hater and all those people way back then. And we were very focused on drip because we were making a lot of money on drip. But it was not a drip exclusive channel. Okay? Never has been.
Yeah.
And we're always open to other things. I had Gangster Finance on, and we've had ARC on here as well. In probably next week, I'm tying up with DGen Protocol as well. They're waiting for me to send them the invite because they're releasing the GOAT token.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, GOAT. Okay, and the guy that's developing it is Donnie D. And Donnie and I, man, we're like that. Okay. He used to be the head of Gangster Finance. Now he's doing his own thing. He's got Strong Hands Protocol. He's doing GOAT. Donnie and I were pretty close, and we still are actually. His audio interface that he's using in his house is like this, and that was a Christmas present from me. Right? I gave it to him as a Christmas present because we used to catch up every Friday afternoon for drinks and, like online on Zoom. So I know the guys that are behind that. GOAT, I literally, I trust the work that Donnie does. Okay? So, and he's been working directly with Bank Teller, BT.
Yeah.
Right? Under guidance of Bank Teller. Now, everyone can have their opinion of Bank Teller, and then I totally, fully understand why people's opinions are like that. But also now being a dev, you can understand. I understand it a lot more than what other people would, I guess. I understand that side of things. No matter what you do, people are going to tip shit on you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, man, BT, he is a fucking genius, right? In my opinion. There's been a few exploits and stuff like that, and people have pointed the finger at him, and maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. I don't know, right? I don't have the records of that. But what I see is what's happening with Elephant Money at the moment. Dude, that's a freaking solid play. Right?
Yeah, that's the next one I'm going on.
Hey?
I said that's what I'm looking at next going on.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of talk on that on Crypto Unlimited 22's stream earlier with SK Crypto, and Brandon's on there and stuff like that. I mean, they're talking about stuff like Trumpet and Trunk and Stampede, and I'm already in that. Okay, Again, I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm already in that. You look at Trunk. Trunk was supposed to be pegged at $1, and then it had a big dump, but it's working its way back up. It's back at 25 now. Elephant Money Bertha is the active treasury, and it's slowly like buying back Trunk, buying it back, and as it does that, it helps to bring the price of Trunk back up to peg. Okay. And if you'd been compounding or whatever all this time, long term you're going to get some freaking good money out of it. I think Stampede is and it was mentioned by SK earlier, Stampede is a really positive long-term play, right? Or short future play. So you can generate some really good income on that. At the moment, it's got a 40% APR. Okay. 40%, which is still 40% is freaking great. Okay. And it's already, it already had that big dump. Okay. It had that big dump. It found its floor, and now all it can do is just slowly go up. Slowly. So Stampede is something that you guys may want to look into. All right. Not financial advice, but definitely Stampede is something I'm in. Trumpet is another thing that I'm in, all on the Elephant Money ecosystem, and the Elephant Money token itself, the Elephant token itself. I'm in those plays. All right. I'm not saying to sell your house and get into it, but while it's doing what it's doing, man, put in that $10, $20, whatever you want to do.
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys in there that are just in the background saying good things about it. Maybe not in public, but they're in there.
Yeah. Well, why they don't do it in public is because they don't want to be seen as that person, just in case there is another exploit. Right?
Yeah.
They don't want to, but and that's fine too. But again, I'm not here promoting Elephant. Okay, same thing. I'm not really promoting drip either. We talk about drip a lot, but I'm not really promoting it. I'm just saying that I'm in this and this is my take on it. So it's entirely up to you. It's like the NFA show, not financial advice, not financial advice.
Exactly.
But I'm putting it out there. If you want to follow my plays, then follow my plays. If you don't, that's all good too. I respect that as well. I'm not here going to try to shove something down your throat and say, hey, you should be doing this. No, just saying Stampede is a good play, in my opinion. Elephant Money is also a good play, in my opinion. Pulse Strip, in my opinion, is also a good play, but be very careful with it, right? Don't buy in
Can't
because
get in
of the
there.
hype. Yeah, hey?
You just can't get in there.
Yeah, well, it's limited to 5,000 accounts, right?
Well, no. On top of that, there's no Dex that's listing Pulse yet, is it?
Yeah.
Because OKX listed them.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much about it at this point, but yeah. But obviously people are getting in there, so I don't know. I haven't looked into the ways of getting in there at the moment, but
there's another one too that's coming out. It's Base Strip.
Oh yeah, that's
I've heard about that as well.
the Source Boys. That's Proof and Barbie, I think.
Okay. So there you go. Nelly Huss says, "Hey, Dripodigy, being a fellow Aussie, what do you use to off-ramp your crypto?" You answer that first, and I can answer that too.
I'm on CoinSpot.
Okay. So
That's all I.
Yeah, but you're not even really off-ramping at the moment, are you?
Nah, not at all, man. I've got to get onto that P2P that you. I've got to hit you up about that. Yeah.
P2P. Because what happened, like with CoinSpot, and I have a little bit of experience with CoinSpot. Not me personally, but I have a pretty big team in Australia, right? And they've been using CoinSpot. Now, what I found with CoinSpot is that there were some issues going like from your wallet. Like if you're just using MetaMask and you're trying to send it to CoinSpot, you have issues because CoinSpot only deals with BP20, not BEP20. Like BNB, for example. Okay, so you'd have to convert it first to BP20, so Binance native as opposed to the BSC, and then send it to your CoinSpot. So for off ramping, that's an issue there.
That happened to me once. Yeah, that happened to me once, and luckily they gave me my funds back. It was good.
Yeah.
Because it never reached my wallet, right? Because I didn't convert it.
Yeah, that's right.
But
it was sent, but it wouldn't appear.
It wouldn't appear, 100%.
Same as buying BNB on CoinSpot and then trying to send it straight to a MetaMask wallet. Okay, what I found before is you'd have to send it to the Binance wallet, do the conversion from the Binance wallet to then be accepted on MetaMask, which is on BSC. And I've had that a few times where people go, "Oh shit, I sent $1,000. It's gone. It didn't appear in my MetaMask," and that's because it was sent not as BEP20. It has to be on Binance Smart Chain, right? So it was sent in the native form. So that's something you got to watch with that.
Does anybody else in here use Crypto.com?
Yeah, I do.
You guys would in the US, you'd use that more. Crypto.com.
It's actually worked out fantastic. Like I got my funds within 5 minutes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, but you got to get past that 2FA authenticator, man.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many people. I mean, people that are pretty savvy, man. I don't know how I don't know how I got it to work. I must have just gotten lucky because everybody else I talk to, they're like, I can't get this authenticator working. You guys,
all you need to do is install the Google Authenticator onto your phone.
Yep.
Google Authenticator is what I use. I don't use the Binance Authenticator. I use the Google one, and then that's fine. They offer both. They have the Binance one, and then they offer the Google one. I suggest using the Google one if you're using on Binance or
that's all we use too with crypto is the Google one, and it works great.
It works beautiful.
Same here.
Drip NZ. So Binance is in NZ now, so I use that. What's your thoughts on Binance? Okay, I've been using Binance since day one, but in Australia, you can't go from Binance direct to your bank account anymore. That's been stopped. I don't know about New Zealand now, but I use Binance all the time, and I use P2P, right, which is not available in the US.
Right.
Okay, unfortunately. So P2P, basically, you're dealing with someone person to person, peer to peer, directly on Binance. You just look for the verified accounts, and what happens is let's say you're holding BNB or BUSD, you go onto the P2P section on Binance, and you see all the buyers and the sellers. Okay, so basically, you're going to sell your BUSD to a verified trader on P2P. Okay. And you'll see like how many transactions they've done, what's the success rate, etc., etc. And they usually have like the gold tick beside them, so you know that they're verified. I don't suggest to use someone that doesn't have the verification on there, because it's trust. But when I'm going to sell, what happens on P2P is that, okay, I select the seller, and there's all different rates. There's different rates, and there's different things, like, for example, some won't take any less than $100 or whatever. So there's those stipulations. But P2P, basically, okay, I want to sell X amount. I find the buyer. Okay, I click on it, and I do a trade. What happens is they then deposit the money directly into my bank account from their bank account, or whatever, like we have other methods over here, not just banks. We have other forms of transactions, right? But you can use banks. So basically, it'll come from their bank directly to your bank. Once it goes through, they send you a verification that has been done. You check that it's been done, and then you release your crypto. So it's like an escrow system. Okay?
Yeah.
But because the funds have come directly from them to you, it's decentralized. If you're going straight from Binance to your bank, then that's recorded. Yeah? That's 100% recorded.
Yeah, right.
But if it's going from person to person, hey, it could be my cousin sending me money. It could be my friend sending me money. Right? And I have not had a single failure, and I've been on Binance 5 years. I think, using Binance in 5 years. So P2P. There is one that I know has been around for a long time. What was it? It's called World of Coins, I think, or something like that. And it's P2P as well. So you can use that kind of anywhere in the world. Okay, so Huss, yeah, what do you use? Yeah, that's I'm using Binance P2P. There's lots of videos out there on how to do it. If you have any issues with it, guys, hit me up on Telegram. We'll jump onto the Zoom, and I'll walk you through it if you want to. Okay, how to use P2P. So I can't do a video on it because I don't want to show my own accounts on there, right? but hit me up on Telegram, Huss, Drip NZ, man. Get onto me on Telegram if you want, and I'll walk you through it. Okay, step by step, if that's what you want to do. Yep.
Guys, I was coming in to say hello, check in. I'll be listening to the stream. I got to work on that. All right, man. Everyone in the chat, shout out. But I'll be listening.
As always, I appreciate you jumping on, man. All right.
All right, too easy, guys. Enjoy.
Yeah,
I'll be listening.
One. Okay, later, brother.
All right, ciao.
Yep. Yeah, so that's my problem. I've heard P2P is hard to figure out. It's not, bro. It's actually really simple. Once you've done it the first 1 or 2 times, it's actually really, really simple to do. As long as you're using the verified people, it's awesome. Sounds a bit risky. Well, not really, because you don't release your crypto until they've made the payment. It sounds risky, but it's like an escrow system. Like, if they fail to make a payment, right, you can cancel it, or you can dispute it, and you get funded straight away, after that. I mean, and my P2P stuff, they go, it's a 15-minute limit, 15, they can do 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour time limit to do it. But man, mine goes through like within a minute, 2 minutes. As soon as they've done that transfer, you can see if they're online. As soon as they've done that transfer, they send you the verification that they've done it, like proof, the receipt. Then you just check your account. If it's in there, done. Beautiful. I can now release my crypto. If you haven't received the payment, don't release the crypto. That's it, you know? So, yeah. Drip NZ. Okay, so, bro, are you in North Island or South? My two of my kids are New Zealand citizens. Their mother's from the south, way down in Invercargill, in NZ. Right, that's like the pipes freeze over in winter. Beautiful country though, New Zealand. Beautiful country. You know, I'd love to visit it again.
Pipes freezing like up here.
Hey, up there, yeah. Pipes would freeze over for you too, right?
We gotta actually wrap electrical heat tape around the pipes if you're underneath the house, so that it plugs into an outlet and keeps your pipes heated during the winter.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's mad. That's mad. I know. Like with my ex mother-in-law, she'd have to run some heater or something to stop the pipes freezing over. You know, something like that. So, pretty crazy. But I miss the cold weather, man.
You can have it.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Drip NZ. I'm not bro. I'm sis. Hey, sorry, sis. It's difficult to tell, right? Okay, sis. East Coast, North Island. Okay. There you go. But hey, if you need some help, like to do your peer-to-peer, just hit me up, and I'm happy to jump on a Zoom call with you. You don't have to show your face or anything; it doesn't matter, you know. And I'll be happy to walk you through it, so you know how to off ramp. So I've been using it for a long time, and it works great for me. So and I've taught a lot of my team in Australia on how to do that as well. So there you go. Any more questions out there, guys? Doug, what's your take? What are you doing with your drip at the moment? You just holding it?
Oh, God. I don't even know what my sentiment is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm still in and hoping for the best with everything, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep myself level-headed. I'm trying not to get angry.
Yeah.
It's, in my eyes, a little bit disappointing on what's happening.
Yep.
I mean, you know that I retired 2 years ago on drip.
Yeah, that's right.
And as it's sitting right now, like as on Monday, I actually started a new job on Monday. I'm going back to work again.
Okay. Hey, you know what, bro? That, I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but it is. It's the ups and downs, and you should never feel embarrassed about that in any way, shape, or form, right?
Right.
You shouldn't. You know, and
I know people. When you were talking about that whole thing that your wife is building.
Yep.
So I don't know. Have you ever heard of a company called Textron?
Can't say so.
So you've heard of Articat?
Yeah.
They build like snowmobiles, four-wheelers, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were actually bought out by a company that's called Textron. They build easy-go golf carts. They build aircraft for the military, all that type of stuff. And I'm actually starting on Monday as a buyer of raw materials for all their products.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so I'll be dealing with overseas shipping and manufacturing and traveling all over the world for this and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that's awesome, man! Congrats.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, look,
man, that ain't a job. What are you feeling sad about, man? That's like a freaking adventure, man.
It is. It'll be an adventure, but I'm going to tell you, I've gotten real used to not working for the past 2 years, and you know, it's been kind of nice, but at the same time, things got to change. So,
yeah, and that's the thing, man. You know, I think I've said this before. You know, if you're not willing to take that step, which may in some cases be a step back, okay, if you're not willing to take that step for a short period of time to ensure that the rest of your life is going to be great, well,
right.
Chances are you worry too much about what other people think of you.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
But and that's the thing. Like Todd and I sat back and we talked about a lot of this stuff because we're in crypto together on everything. And you know, he's in a full-time job again, and he's actually also working a part-time job. He just left for his overnight part-time job.
Okay.
And with me starting, we just want to build up and get a bunch of bags built up here before the bull market hits, and
Yep.
you know, just kind of watch things and see how they go and make sure that we're in a good position across the board. So a little later down the road, then yeah, we can look at again potentially retiring here in the future again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then now that you've had this experience, now you know about like establishing more of a runway. So you know that we're going to hit the bull. We're going to hit the bull market. We will. That's you know, it's going to happen. But then we'll also get another
the
bear.
disappointing part with drip is that, you know, I think we jumped in not really knowing the full extent of what to do at the beginning.
Yep.
You know, we got a lot of advice and stuff like that, but we ran with it, and I think we failed at it. You know, we didn't build the bags like we should have in the beginning or things like that, and we lived off a lot of the profit for quite some time. And now with the talks of how things are going to go, we're sitting back and we're a little bit scared because we don't have those massive bags like everybody does, and you know, we're going to start fresh.
You know what, on that, bro, I don't think there are a lot of people with massive bags. In reality, there's a few.
Yeah,
there's a majority of people are not, right? And even with myself, you know, I've got lots of accounts.
Yep.
But I've also been living off it.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I've also been living off it. So when the switch is flicked, you know, obviously that's going to affect my drip income.
Yep.
Okay, quite dramatically. But I mean, I've done other plays, so I have a much better runway than a lot of people would. And it, you know, like drip's been on the decline for like a year and a half. So and I've been able to, you know, survive all of that, and not just survive. We've actually still been living pretty good. Okay.
But I was watching it today too, and I'm sitting there going, all right, so we dropped back down to 2 cents. Now, come on, just drop back down to that 1 cent again so I can dump a bunch in and build a bag again. And
yep, that's it. And you're going to find there's going to be that volatility at least for the next 6 months, man.
Right.
Honestly, you know, even when the switch is flicked, what they've been talking about, there's going to be 100 days. Okay. And that 100 days, still not going to be stable. You're going to see people selling and then buying and selling and then
absolutely.
So it's going to be very volatile, at least for that next 100 days. So there were suggestions about us, okay, with Drip Pot Luck, just hold on to it, and then after the 100 days do the big buy. Yeah, but we can't do that. We can't stop doing things with Drip Pot Luck.
Well, and even if you do that, it's going to be the same thing. I mean, yeah, granted, if it goes up 2-3 cents at that point in time, there's still people going to sell.
Yeah.
It's going to come back down again.
Yep. Exactly right. So again, we are stepping into the unknown. I've been helping out people learn DeFi, but have had to move from drip to something more sustainable, as I feel responsible for steering them in a safe direction. Absolutely. Yep. Totally agree. Hence my move to elephant. Yeah, you know, but again, still be careful with that. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. So I would go, all right, yeah, diversify into other things. Yeah, have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then just work from there. DeFi is DeFi. You know, we are going to have the bull run, and then we're going to have another bear, and then we're going to have a bull run, and then we're going to have another bear. And as long as you can work your investments to be able to give you a runway, right, for when the bear comes again, then you'll be okay. Yep.
I've actually been watching, I think it's called QOP.
Yeah, people have been suggesting
that. I've been watching that quite a bit just to see what it's going to do here, and I actually think I'm going to get in there.
Yep.
I've got it all set up and stuff. I just got to put capital in, but
it's trading bots, right?
Yep.
So, you know, and a lot of times, I mean, yeah, I'm involved in a couple of things where there's trading bots as well. Okay. That one has like a referral system and that kind of thing. So, yeah, so hence I've had a lot of people messaging me, and I'm like, yeah, well, who am I going to go under? You know, I can't. So, but yeah, I've been keeping my eye on that one as well. Yeah, we either make it or learn a lesson, win-win. Absolutely. Nelly, absolutely.
I think there's another one too coming out that's going to be focusing a lot on like building its own decks, coming out with debit card and stuff like that. A lot of easy transferring. I think it's called Trillionaire or something on that nature.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about that one, but obviously there's a lot of things happening out there in the space, man. There's just so many,
Yep.
actually. There's so many out there. It's just a matter of then going back to your roots and the basics and going, okay, well, there's this project, but who's behind it,
Right.
right? Hence, fuck the rug movement, which we've had to put on the back burner for a little bit because we've been focusing on other things, right? But that's going to be happening, and so, yeah. You know, again, I'm not involved. I mean, I'm not part of the creation of it, but I've got a few things that I'm dabbling with at the moment, which I will release and let people know about in the coming weeks. Some pretty exciting stuff as well.
Yeah, we've got two large whiteboards hanging up now in the office that we're writing down all these ones we see and just kind of watching to what they do and where they go. And
yeah, that's it. Just make sure you put a little bit of a bag aside there for when Alak-Azul launches, man, because that definitely is coming.
There's going to be more than a little bag set aside for that. We've been waiting on that forever.
Yeah, but see, I haven't given a date.
Yep.
Because I want to make
Whenever
sure
you're
it's
ready.
done. And I've been working on it since 2018 as well. Okay. But just on that, we did discuss it on my live stream the other night, my like impromptu live stream. The initial thought was to launch the physical drink at the same time as the actual token, but obviously with the drop in income and things like that, lots of other expenditure and things that we've been dealing with, we're now actually going to launch the token before the drink.
Okay.
Right, going to launch the token before the drink. So, which means it'll bring it brings it closer to getting out there. Okay, because when you look at the drink, man, that's a lot of money to produce. A lot more money to produce the drink than it is to, and distribution and everything like that, than it is to actually produce the, the ecosystem, which is also a lot of money to produce the ecosystem, right?
So how am I going to get my hands on some of those bottles?
You will, right?
No, I mean, I think you talked one time that distributing in the U.S. is going to be way too much of an expense.
No, well, yes and no. Only because in the US you've got different laws for different states when it comes to alcohol, right? And that's the biggest challenge that we face. It's all the legal issues. Okay? Legal issues. And then obviously, like for certain regions, having to bottle it differently and label it differently to other regions and other states. Okay? That's the big challenge, right?
You almost have to look at local producers or distributors in that state in order to make it worthwhile.
That's the thing, is that, okay, initial batches that we'd obviously just produce here initially, okay, because I've already got the distilleries and stuff set up, individual distilleries, by the way, and then that gets shipped out initially. So it would be like an imported alcohol product where you are initially.
Okay.
Then, depending on revenue generated through the Alak-Azul ecosystem, as well as the normal sales, then we would look at the thing with Alak-Azul is that you can't have just one distillery because the ingredients are a secret.
Right.
So there's four main types of alcohol that go into it. And all of those are they're distilled in different locations and then coming back to a central plant.
Okay.
Right, for bottling. And that's how we keep the secret of the ingredients. Because if you have it all produced in one place, then, that takes away the secret secret recipe. Right? You can't do that. So what we would have to do is that if we set up in the US, we would have to set up 4 different distilleries. It's not just one. Or we'd have to partner with existing distilleries to produce a particular thing that, for us.
Right.
And then another one, then come back to a central bottling plant. So that's the challenges that I face at the moment. And to do that, you can imagine that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. We're not talking about a few thousand. We're talking about, it's huge, absolutely huge. And then, obviously distribution and marketing, et cetera, production of things like the bottles and the merch and all of that. So that's a huge project. But I'm very confident that launching the actual ecosystem is going to help contribute to, generate revenue to help us produce the physical drink, because of the benefits of being in it and the ability to work your way up through the ecosystem to become a shareholder in the physical drink. That's going to be a huge pull,
Nice.
huge incentive for people to get involved. So
That's
but
exciting.
you will get bottles, man. Oh, it is. I'm super pumped. Actually, I've been putting a lot more focus into it in the last couple of weeks, and the juices are flowing, man. The motivation's there. That's why I'm only sleeping like 2, 3, 4 hours a night, is because of that, right? And then the other things that we're adding to it as well, like obviously there's more that referral system is coming into it now as well, but not referral as in like a huge referral system underneath, but building teams, right? Building teams, and having like teams challenging other teams. So yeah, as you guys know, Alak-Azul is based around alcohol, so you're going to have like a bar environment and stuff like that. And as part of a bar environment, you're going to have barroom brawls. So you're going to have team against team where they have to pay X amount first to get in, and then your team, for example, you have a big team, this guy has a big team, but within that day for the barroom brawl, you can only have like 5 people. 5 team members against 5 team members, and depending on what those team members have done by like what NFTs they've bought, maybe they bought a using an NFT to buy a better car, a better house, or a mansion, or an island or whatever, they've got different strengths, and those different strengths allow them to earn different percentages, more incentive to earn percentages throughout the game. Okay, more revenue. So you get this team of 5 and this team of 5, and the computer and the system will analyze who's actually the strongest team. They actually have a battle, and then there's like a pot in the middle that the team will, it's yeah, man. So you're gonna have things like that. You're gonna have happy hours as well.
All right, Christ, so, I'm gonna have to retire again. It sounds like my whole day is gonna be consumed with this.
Bro, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be freaking nuts, right? So and the thing is, I'll just bring up a couple of these things while we're here. The priceless in terms of knowledge I've gained. Yes, yes, absolutely. Nelly, education has been priceless. Yes. West Side, shout out to Nelly there. All the best with that. And then, yeah, sounds very cool. Yeah, look, it is. It's actually, it's really, really cool, and it's actually pretty unique. Again, people can try to copy what I do, but they don't have Alak-Azul.
Right.
Right. I have Alak-Azul. And what you're going to see is we launch the ecosystem first, and then we launch the product as well. And the product is going to help support the price of the token. Okay.
I don't now remember you're bringing in real or not. Are you launching on BNB?
Initially, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, initially on Binance. But I mean, that may change. That may change as well. One of the reasons that we looked at, launching on Binance on BSC is because we also wanted to help support Drip. So being able to use Drip to get like NFTs and stuff within the game.
Yep.
Okay. But again, we don't know. That could change. That could change. But at this point, yeah, it's and the thing is that people can get into it. Initial part, people can get in with zero money, as long as they're referred in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're referred in, so for example, you've got your, and I've discussed this on other streams, but we'll go into it a little bit more now. So for example, when we first start drinking, when we're teenagers and we getting into young adulthood or whatever, and we start drinking with friends, there's always that friend that can't afford to pay for their drinks, but they tag along anyway. You know how it is, right? We've all been there. We've all been there, right? So the older brothers or someone like that will be treating them drinks initially, or an older friend. So similar in this case where you can have someone that wants to come into it, but they have no money. So you would be that friend that has a little bit of extra money, and you can afford to shout drinks or treat drinks to your friend. Okay, and that's how that base system would work. Now, for them to get into it, they're referred by you, but they have to do certain actions to start growing a little bit of a bag themselves. Okay. And in that process, they're actually, you're shouting them drinks, you're treating them drinks, but a percentage of what they're generating is coming back to you as well.
Okay.
Okay. So you're that friend that is a good friend. You don't necessarily have a lot of money, but you've got enough to like shout him a few drinks here and there. Okay. Then you have the other friend that actually has a lot more money, and they're usually like treating everybody. Okay. And in doing so, right, they're benefiting, you're benefiting, the guy at the bottom is benefiting as well. Okay. Wow. And you can increase your position by buying NFTs as well. By buying NFTs, it's going to give you an additional percentage earning on a daily basis. Okay. Now we also have a thing called happy hour. So you have a happy hour, which on a basic level, you can only get happy hour 1 day a week. But when you do happy hour, what it allows you to do is it allows you to buy drinks for your friends, but in doing so, you're earning by buying them drinks, and within that happy hour, your percentage of earnings is a lot higher than what you normally do. Okay. Then you can buy additional NFTs to upgrade things like your car, your house, your island if you want it, or like, you know, your yacht or whatever. And that gives you even more opportunity, which means that you may have happy hour, not just 1 day a week, 2 days a week, or 3 days a week, or 7 days a week, that you have that happy hour where you can actually help your friends, but you're now generating more percentage income every day for that 1 hour. Okay.
It's complex. There's level upon level.
It is. It's level upon level. So you have that, but then you also have bar staff, so they can get tips by doing certain things, you know, waiters, waitresses, busboys. Then you have the barman, and then from there you have bar manager, and from bar manager you then have the owner of the establishment. Then you can become distributor, and then et cetera, work your way up until you become like a part owner of Alak-Azul, the physical drink.
Nice.
So, but you can't buy that position. You can't just go in and buy that top position. You've got to work for it. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting, man.
That sounds awesome.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Right?
Wow.
So
awesome. I like that.
Yeah. And again, that you know, that's a huge incentive. Imagine being part owners of something like Alak-Azul.
Right.
Yeah, physically. So you're earning revenue from your crypto, but you're also earning revenue from the physical product. Okay, so you're going to have centralized and you're going to have decentralized. So there's both sides of the fence there. Now, also in regards to that, we're building out the app as well, which obviously we're going to need people on the outside in the real world that will be able to sell this to establishments. Okay. Utilizing the app. So you're going to sell it to establishments. They're going to stock Alak-Azul, and if people come in and they you know, they frequent, or they frequent your premises, they can actually use the Alak-Azul app with Alak-Azul tokens to pay for their Alak-Azul drinks.
Nice.
In the establishment, right? And what that does is that establishment now becomes part of the crypto space, because they're actually receiving crypto, which they can sell and convert back to fiat if they want, or they can then stake that Alak-Azul and play the game, you know, in certain levels, to be able to generate even more income. Again, that brings them into the space, into the crypto space. Now you're bringing crypto into real world, not just real world going into crypto.
Nice.
Blue Chip, what do you think, man? I can see you sitting there going.
First off, I like the idea. I actually listened to you on your impromptu live stream the other day, and I was like, wow, man, I definitely would. I would go into that. I mean, I would definitely invest into that. I like the sounds of it, and you can't go wrong with a project that's backed by the founder of the FTR movement, you know. So I mean, you know, here lately, you're kind of like, it's a dilemma. Do I take whatever spare money I feel that I have and just
Yep.
build drip up, because
Yep.
like I agree with you, there will be a bull run,
Yep.
and I do believe they're working hard to turn it around, which
Yeah.
is the best that anybody could do. And something had to be done. Or do I look for these other projects that I'm not sure of and try to jump in and ride an arc and get into those emotions and stress that you were talking about?
Yep.
So, maybe just kind of building the drip bag. And like I said, I can't touch my hex and see what happens in a couple of weeks. But yeah, the Alak-Azul, I like the sounds of it.
Oh, it's going to be awesome, man. It's definitely going to be awesome. Now, the other thing that you may want to do while you're still just waiting to see what happens, bro, mess around on Pancake Swap, bro. Get into the farms and the pools with stable coins.
Okay.
Right? It may only be earning you like 5%, 10% or whatever, but that's better than just sitting there doing nothing.
Right.
At least you're generating, and it's stable coins. You're not losing. It's a safe bet. And Pancake Swap is, man, you can't get more solid than Pancake Swap, right? In regards to decentralized. So do that. The other thing, look into nodes. Right? Look into nodes. Get into the stuff. I mean, there's nodes out there you're earning 40% APR.
Well, I got wrecked in star nodes. I mean, when that was out.
But go with the nodes that are on the mainstream, man. There's nodes that do Ethereum. There's things like that. It's not giving you as high an APR, but it's solid. They're not disappearing.
Okay.
So if it can make you that 5%, 10%, whatever, I think I've looked into them up to 40%. If you can get into those, and it's a safer, lower risk. I mean, everything's a risk, right? But it's a lower risk because you're dealing with stables.
Okay.
You're dealing with stable coins, right? And look at the, just hodl. Buy something and hodl. There's things there. I mean, Ethereum is going to pump. XRP is going to pump. You can't go wrong with buying a little bit of Bitcoin here and there as well, right?
Well, isn't Bitcoin up for a split too?
Yeah, it's coming up for a split. Yep, a halving. So I'd be looking at things like that. Not selling your house or your car to get into it. Just little bit. I mean, I told you, Lucky and I were looking through some stuff. Oh shit, I've had this since 2000 whatever, and there's $1,000 sitting in there. Like it's $1,000, man.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. There's things I find actually when I started using Rabby Wallet, I'm going, hang on, there's stuff here that I didn't even know I had. I totally forgot about it. So there's those things. But seriously, man, look into some stuff on Pancake Swap.
We'll do.
A bit of staking, like in the farms and the pools there. You could look into Animal Farm as well, but again, for me, I'm waiting until that's like finalized before I do any players on it. That's just me personally. Not fighting anything or anything like that, but that's just how I play, right? That's how I do things. So, interesting, man. We've got 19 people out there watching. Guys, just ask us some questions or make a comment or something, and let's answer it while we can. We've been going for an hour and 35 minutes. I told you, Blue Chip, I wasn't expecting to be on for very long, but here
It
we
always
are
ends
again,
up
right?
being that way.
Yeah, man. So it's interesting though. There's a lot of high risk plays out there. There's a hell of a lot of them, and again, if you are prepared to just go in and get out, like stake it for the minimum period of time and just go in and get your money, and even if it's 1x or 2x what you put in, that's still worth it. That's still worth it. 1 or 2x.
I've always really been a fan of those high risk plays.
You have? Yeah, man.
I've been looking more and more into them, and we've gotten into a couple and whatnot, and it's like, you throw in $100 and you sit there for a while, and you might lose, but there is that chance that you could double, triple, quadruple what you actually put in, and it's kind of a high.
It is. It's exciting, right? It's big on pulse drip. Sounds interesting. What's your thoughts? Again, we kind of discussed pulse drip earlier. I haven't looked into it like a huge amount, but from what I see where they've incorporated farms into it and things like that. I mean, for any ROI DAP, you should have some kind of farming, some other use case. So that just creates a whole new use case for it, right? So I think it's good. I don't know if it's been the right time. Guys, can you guys continue on the conversation for a sec? I've got someone at the gate. I'll be 1 minute.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
I haven't looked into pulse drip too much, but I've been watching base drip quite a bit lately. I got into their Telegram and kind of been waiting on that one. It looks like they're supposed to be launching, I think, end of September on them, but
Yeah, I had a good friend from the Crypto Collectors. They sent me some information on base rate. Am I saying that right? Base rate?
It's base drip.
Base drip.
Yep.
I don't know if we're talking about the same project then. Yeah, I've been looking at those plays, and I feel like in order for me to graduate to the next level, I at least need to do one, or two.
Yeah.
And I might like it. I think I would.
Well, and absolutely. And that's, my buddy and I, that's kind of where we started. Drip was our first big play that we ever got into. I had said this before, we jumped in on SHIB. That was one of our first ones that we did, just to kind of get our toes wet and see what was going on with it. And we actually ended up making $10,000 off of SHIB. It was crazy. We never expected that. And so once we got that, we got the bug, and you start looking into other ones and just kind of watching. And we actually look at YouTube all the time and keep digging up different projects that are coming out, or, even I just go through on Google about once a week and just search for new crypto projects coming out, and then pick a few out, write them down, and dig into what's going on with each one of them and see if it looks like it's going to be exciting, or, what they're looking at for utilities and things like that. And I've came up with quite a few actually that seem to be looking pretty nice, and they haven't even launched yet. There's that World Coin. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
So I think it's called World Coin. I believe that's what it is. It's based upon AI recognition around the world. They're actually setting up pods all around the world and trying to get people to utilize them. And you can actually use facial recognition to automatically display like your passports and different things like that. And they're supposedly looking to be a pretty good play if you're ever thinking about getting in on something like that. But and like I was saying earlier, that Trillionaire coin that's coming out, they're actually, not only are they doing a DEX, but they're doing a debit card along with it, and really focusing on like your influencers and stuff like that, and bringing those type of people in. So that might be something that we're going to get on as well.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
That information.
No, my wife's business, we ship things out every day. This was happened the other time as well. And the courier just came to pick up the stuff. So yeah. So what did I miss?
Just kind of talking about some new ones that we've been looking at. Just talked about that base strip that I brought up earlier.
Okay. I haven't looked into that. I've heard about it. I haven't looked into it again. I haven't had much time, to be honest, lately. But
they changed a few different things, but it's essentially like drip faucet, basically.
Okay. So basically, like another fork.
Yep.
Yeah, another fork.
Same 365% team building, all that type of stuff, but they're doing things a little bit differently, where they're only going to allow a certain number of wallets, and they're decreasing the amount that you can have in your faucet.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that way your max payout's not dumping it consistently. They're trying to get away from that aspect of it with drip.
It'd be interesting to see, like how they actually generate the revenue, not just from taxes.
Right.
What other use cases they have on the outside, and that's something I thought about a lot. Initially, like where drip could have been better right from day one. And I think one of the key elements of that would have been like reservoir, for example. If reservoir was actually not an option, but rather a mandatory thing.
Yep.
Every time you buy drip and then you go and put it into your faucet, there should have been a percentage that was mandatory to go towards reservoir. Again, just in my opinion.
Well, and it kind of seemed like too at the beginning there, really reservoir wasn't a big thing.
It wasn't.
It wasn't really talked about or discussed or anything whatsoever. Everything was faucet.
Yeah, everything was faucet. That's right. So everyone was on that, 365%, 1% a day. Whereas, if, and that's fine too. But if there was that percentage that was automatically going into reservoir, I think we'd be in a very different situation today.
Yep.
Again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Gary, hey, good to see you there, Gary. Man, Spark Swap, AJ and team, my favorite thing going. Awesome, man. So and I've heard a lot about Spark Swap. I'm not in it, but yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about them. So I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but yeah.
So what do you guys think about I don't know if it's changed over the last 2 days, the drip B&B locker or staking utility Forex spoke about?
Again, is it going to come out?
Okay.
That's really the thing, right?
Right.
I can only wait to see what happens. I mean, I hope they do it. I definitely hope they do it. And man, I'm bullish on a lot of other things that they're talking about, like the gaming and stuff like that. And, I think that's freaking awesome. But until it comes out, we don't know. And, I can't create excitement for anybody on any of that until it's actually out.
Right.
Again, not fudding or anything like that, or not trying to say anything negative. I mean, Forex, man, my fucking hat's off to you. Great stuff that you've done, but I hear often, FST, Forex Standard Time, right? We don't know, guys, and I'm not, and I totally understand when it takes longer than when it's supposed to or whatever. I totally understand that. So especially now, like being on the side of a dev, but if they can do something like that, freaking fantastic. It's another use case, right? So is Drip Garden.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that.
And with that stuff, I haven't honestly been following it too much. After I heard the initial news of it, I've kind of just taken a step back to see where it's going to lead. Because there's so many people talking so many different things out there, you don't know which end is up.
Yeah.
So just took a step back, and I'm looking into other areas, and I'll come back once it's actually out and the answer's there.
Yeah, there's just too much to try to keep up with, right?
Right.
I haven't been on the main drip chat for over a week now, and before that I wasn't in there for that long either. But there's just so much stuff going on. You don't know what's real and what's not.
Yep.
Right, and that's why this stream was all about Drip Network stepping into the looking into the unknown, because it's an unknown, right? And I'm just, I wanted to come on and just get people's opinions on what's going on, to give people more things to think about. But again, there's nothing rock solid yet.
Yep.
There's nothing rock solid, and then to that the AMA like a couple of days ago, where they're now talking about 90% burn and this and that. I mean, like, well, that's gone over my head at the moment, right? A great thing to be doing, and I too strongly believe that we should be burning.
That's one of the negatives, in my opinion, is when he comes out and does those AMAs. Again, no FUD, love drip, all this type of stuff, but it's kind of dangerous to come out there and drop some of these alpha things as just ideas, and the community just runs wild with it.
Yeah.
And then you get speculations and a bunch of rumors flying out, and then people are getting pissed, and it just ends up being not a good situation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I've kind of avoided it and haven't really pushed on it, talking about that. I was going to ask about the garden. How are you playing it now? Haven't heard much about it. I'm playing it exactly the same as I've been doing the whole time, man. I just keep I keep seeing the value going down and down and down. Obviously, because of the price of drip, I've been seeing that happening, but I just keep doing it. I mean, I've got quite a few billion in there. I'm not into the trillions, but I've got quite a few billion, and it's really not worth a lot at the moment. And it's going to be interesting again to see what happens with the changes for drip. You know, let's see where that goes. But yeah, that's my play on it, man. Still doing the same thing. I've never claimed anything out of my garden at all, which I probably should have back then. But no, I'm just building it up, building it up, building it up, and then, you know, see how things go. I may buy some more in the near future, but we'll just wait and see what happens with that. You know, I didn't get in on day one on that either. Everyone was panicking and saying, "Oh, I got to get in, got to get in, got to get in," and I'm like, "No, no, I'm going to wait and see how it goes." It took me a few months before I actually got into the garden. You know, so. Okay, this brings up. I'm a little dripper. Hydrated for 12 months now. Price is 2 cents. If price does rise and the whales claim out and little drippers like me can't claim, what do you reckon? Okay, which is interesting because just on the stream here we have Blue Chip is also a maxi. I'm a maxi. Doug and Todd maxis, but we all have different ways of playing the game. Okay. There's people that have just been compounding, building up their bags, and then there's others that have been living off it over, you know, the last 2.5 years, and which is such as myself. So everything I have in drip right now, yes, I'm gonna, you know, my income is gonna get lower, but, and it has been going lower, but the thing is, I've already ROI'd, so I'm, you know, my opinion is very different, and my view is very different, and I look at, you know, people were saying to me way back then, you know, oh, you're going to retire now, but we're going to retire later on. I'm going, well, you know, you're welcome to play whatever game you want to play. But, you know, I was taking profits. Not ridiculous in regards to like I'm selling all the time, but man, what I needed to do, or what I needed to support my lifestyle, I was taking it. You know, I was taking it. Right now, I'm just holding it. Okay, Drip and said, sis, again, not bro, sis. You know, if you've been hydrating for all this time, well, you're going to have, from what I understand, you're going to have a lot still available to you. And I would strongly suggest that you just hold on to that. Not financial advice, just hold on to it. I would, you know, claim your stuff, because you're no longer going to be getting, once they flick the switch, you're not going to be getting your 1% a day anymore.
No.
Okay. Claim it, build up your bags, and then wait to see what happens. Okay. Hopefully the price goes up. Hopefully there's people like us that, you know, are building things for drip, providing new use cases for drip, continually burning drip, and then you should see a gradual increase in price. But bear in mind that there are going to be waiting for that price to go up, and then you're going to have a lot of sell pressure. And then, but once all of that's gone, you should start to see it going up again. You know, so that's my take on it. I hope that answers your question. But Doug, and Blue Chip, guys, if you want to expand on that, let people know what your thoughts are, given that your situations are obviously like going to be different to mine. Give them that, you know, give them your thoughts.
Well, the information that's out there right now, just like you said, people are going to be able to withdraw their deposits plus hydrate.
Yep.
And they're supposed to. He did say on the AMA that there's supposed to be a function that will identify which claims are hydrates and which claims are actually sell-offs. So people like Drippin', what was that? Drippin' Sis?
Yeah, Drip NZ, Drip New Zealand.
Okay, Drip NZ.
Yeah.
She
NZ.
NZ.
Sorry, NZ.
Drip NZ.
NZ, because I'm an Aussie.
Well, she ought to be sitting pretty good if all she's been doing is compounding.
Yeah.
You know, for as myself, like you, I've got multiple wallets.
Yep.
And I claimed some. I had set goals. I said when I hit 10K, I'm gonna claim 5K worth to pay for a vacation, and I did that 2 more times after that.
Yeah.
And but all the other wallets have just been DCAing and airdrops, so I haven't hardly taken
Yeah.
anything. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm just like you said. Uh, I'm gonna start. I've been just letting it sit there. I haven't been hydrating
Yep.
or airdropping anymore. I have been buying every day, buying $25, $50 worth. The other day I bought a
Yep.
B&B's worth, simply because I feel that more than likely with the deflation,
Yep.
we will eventually see a price increase, whether it's 2 months, 6 months, a year, whatever.
Yep.
So, and so yeah, I'm just hoarding that stuff, claiming it, letting it build, and I'm putting a good bit in the reservoir as well, simply because I think I have an idea of what I would need to put in there to get to where I could start withdrawing, say, a half a B&B a day or a B&B a day, which would make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Reservoir is still a good play. Reservoir is still a good play, right? In my opinion. And you're getting B&B rewards, and you're helping support the price. It's not going to raise the price, but it's helping to support the price. So,
I asked you about it last time I did a stream with you, and you explained it. Said it's based on your state and the price of drip.
That's
and
right.
B&B as well, I'm sure. So I'm thinking, okay, so maybe it's better to get a large stake now. If and when things turn around, you got more people coming in, but you've already got such a big stake that their momentum will more than likely just help
Absolutely.
push you up more.
Bro, it's a matter of and Reservoir is definitely this way, is the last man standing wins. Right?
Okay, right.
If people start exiting out, you're going to get a percentage of all that tax that they're being charged for exiting out. Okay? So, and obviously you're going to be holding more and more percentage if people are exiting out. So, I still think that Reservoir is a good play.
Okay.
So, yeah, because it's based on percentage of the pool that you actually hold will determine what percentage you're going to be earning. So you can't say exactly, oh, you're going to be earning this amount per day. You can't say, oh, exactly this amount, because it can vary day to day. You know, people could be coming out, people could be going in, but it's still paying you B&B rewards based on that percentage, right? I think it's about there's 2%, and that's distributed out between the holders depending on what percentage of the pool that you actually hold. But the other advantage there as well is that it's liquid, so you can take it out when you need to take it out or you want to take it out. But it's definitely the last man standing wins. If everybody else exits out and you're the last one there, dude, you're going to be making some serious money.
Yeah, well, and so you can claim your rewards without ever even selling your asset, which is good. I like that part of it.
Yep, you can claim the rewards because, there's obviously daily rewards on that in B&B. You can claim the rewards or you can compound it, whatever you want to do there. Again, getting in at this time where I kind of feel the drip has already actually hit its floor, right? With all the shit that we've been through, I think it's hit its floor. It's it's there. So,
Let's hope
again,
so.
there's going to be there's going to be some volatility, but it should have, especially once they flick that switch and becomes deflationary.
Yep.
Whatever it's at there, after the sell-offs, I think you're going to find that it's going to stabilize and then slowly work its way back up. So again, a long-term play. So drip being a portion of what's in Reservoir, because it's a pairing of drip and B&B that gives you the drop token, right?
Right.
So if the price starts to increase on that, well, I think it's still a good play. Again, just my personal opinion, right?
So, but I mean, I guess as far as what Drippin' Z was asking, with her situation, she said she's just been compounding, and not selling. She ought to be able to withdraw a good bit whenever they do flip the switch.
Yeah, I guess it also comes down to what price she came in at.
Yeah.
Right? What price she came in at initially, and you know, yeah, to see how well she will ROI. You know, can we put transfer our drip tokens in reservoir, or do we need to have BNB? Has to be BNB. Has to be BNB. So, you know, drip, yeah, gents. $6. Okay, so you got in at $6, which is a hell of a lot better than what a lot of other people did. I can tell you that. You know, I mean, on day one, I got in at $7.70 on day one, right? I think pre-sale was $3 something, but it you know, I didn't get in on pre-sale, but I did get in on day one, and at $7.70, and I think my first buy, honestly, was like 19 coins. Started with like 19 coins, and then, you know, bought a bit here and there and DCA'd in and stuff like that. But you know, 19 coins to the amount of coins, I didn't even know how many coins I have today. I had no idea. But you know, it was good. It was good to be able to build up to that. So you know, $6. I don't know. Was that $6 when? I don't know when you got in. Sis, when did you actually get into drip? Has it just been recently, or you did it like way back in the beginning, near the beginning, at $6? Let us know. Let's give us, so we can give you a bit more of a insight on where we think you may be. Right?
God, that seems like so long ago.
Yeah. You know, but was it $6 on its decline, or $6 before it went up? That can be a determining factor there. November 2022. Okay, so yeah, you got in on the way down already. So, you know, but yeah, it's a long way down. You know, it's a 90% loss on what you actually bought. But, you know, again, it depends on how many you bought. But hopefully for you, it'll all work out. I don't think if, you know, even on a Max wallet now, I don't think you're going to be able to ROI on the current price. So it may just be, yeah, holding it and see where you go from there. Huss. Okay, I hate to say it, but I don't see any price appreciation. Well, I think I think long term there's definitely going to be an appreciation in price. Short term, I don't believe that there will be, right? Personally, well, it may, as soon as they flick the switch, it may just see people buying in, and it'll go up. But the chances are those people are just, you know, the same as what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, where it's went up like 300% or something in a day, and then it dumped again. Okay, that's people just trading the system, you know, with a trader mentality, not a long-term investment mentality. And also people, again, call it what you will, but coordinated attacks, quite possibly as well. I mean, there's no logic really in people buying and then selling at a loss, right?
Right.
But, you know, but there's a couple of things there. I mean, I noticed that people were sharing around a wallet address, and this guy's selling this every day and blah, blah, blah. You know, how is he getting this so much drip? Well, that was actually arbitraging, from what I understand. Okay, buying off the swap page, then going and selling on PancakeSwap. So that's how they were doing these arbitraging, because the price difference was pretty insane, right? Which again, that's entirely up to them. You know, entirely up to them. Whatever the system allows you to do for you to get benefit, just freaking do it. You're not gaming the system. It's the way it was designed, right? It depends on how you play the system, how you play the game. If you're able to generate income, great. You know, at the end of the day, it's your pocket that's important. It's not mine, right? And this is where our decisions have come as well, like in the last few days in regards to Drip Pot Luck. What are we going to do? We're going to keep buying drip and putting it into the tax vault? No. We're not going to do that. All I'm doing is providing exit liquidity for other people, right?
Yeah.
That. That's not what we're going to do. You know? So we're going to do what's best for the whole ecosystem and what's best for the people that are still in the game. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So, but yeah, the spike up way back then. Remember that, Doug? Dude, it went up to $201.
No, that was actually when it. I remember the day when it hit $77 a coin was my retirement day. On the way up.
There you go. Right, it's mad. I can tell you, man. Again, I got in at $7.70. It rose up to like $12, and then the first bear market hit. That was May 2021. That bear market hit, and everything just freaking dumped. Right,
Oh.
it went back down to $2 something. And it sat there for a month. Forex was nowhere to be seen. No one would come out onto the charts. Nothing, right? And there's just a few loyal people that would just sit there. And then I got on Daffy. Daffy was supposed to be on the call today, but he's busy. But he's probably sleeping. But he got in at $3.28. I think
Nice.
that was in June. I think it was about June 2021, and then by July it hit $59. Right, from $3.28 to $59, and then it dropped back down, and it sat at 21 for a while, and then it slowly went up again, and went up again, and then 60, 70, 80, and then dropped back down to the 50s, and then went up again, and then down again, and then hit 201. And I sold at 201, man. I sold a lot at 201. You know, that was December, January, 2021, 2022. So, you know, made a shitload of money. Absolutely changed my life.
Right?
Yeah, considering I had to scrape together $40 just to get in. Well, not on drip, but on the other thing before, you know, on flow, right? My first little thing into DeFi. I've been in crypto before, but in DeFi, December 9, 2020. Gone to DeFi, scraped together $40, generated revenue and income from flow, used some of that and put it into drip, and then just the rest was freaking history, man. It was just crazy. It was a mad run, absolutely mad run, and I was still earning from flow at the same time, you know, and then obviously expanded into other things, and yeah, so yeah.
Well, and that's the thing that I sit here and I think about. It's like, you know, I've been this in drip for probably, I think it's been close to 2 years, something like that. And, you know, you come in and you see it, and you see the ups and the downs and everything else, and you've ridden the roller coaster the entire time. Keep being a maxi on it and keep going with it.
Yeah.
Granted, the prices are down now, but you can't help but just keep going.
No, you can't, man. It's been such a life change. Hey, Bob, great to see you, man. G'day to you. G'day to you. Another musician, Bob. He's actually in one of my teams as well. But yeah, good to see you, bro. Yeah, man. Like we can't just let it go. I mean, it changed lives. It literally changed lives. I had people, you know, calling me up and in tears saying thank you. I'm like, wow. I mean, hey, look at Zach, right?
Yep.
Zach, same thing. You know, where it helped to take him, and you know, people in Australia that were like, holy shit, I really needed a break.
Absolutely.
Needed it. Thank you so much. You know, and that's what keeps me so not bullish. It keeps me keeps my faith in drip. Okay.
Yep.
Now we have an opportunity as a community to actually do something with this as well, right? So I'm not giving up on drip. People can say whatever they want. They can knock Forex. They can say this and say that. Guys, I'm not giving up on drip.
No.
I'm not expecting anything parabolic, but I'm not giving up on drip. That's just the way it is, you know? So,
yeah, I'm really wanting that drip BNB locker game, because I know eventually it's going to have a turnaround. I feel, I shouldn't say I know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in a position where all you can do is claim, but you can't continue to build in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Well, I think where you're going to be able to build in one, you know, is with the new projects that are being brought out for it. Okay, the faucet is not the place to do that anymore, but it's
Right.
about
Right.
adding additional utility, and that's where the community comes into it, right? Okay. um, don't know how to give up. Not in my DNA. Absolutely, man, Nelly. Absolutely. Haas, yeah, Drip 21 should be good. Who's the dev for that? That's DeFi Crypto Boss. We've been in talks with him. We haven't recently because he's been busy with racing season where he is. But yeah, I think it's going to be awesome if it can bring in outside. The good thing about Drip 21, and I know they're doing Drip Poker as well, is that they're looking at bringing in outside investors. Okay. Uh, Same thing with Drip Potluck, but unfortunately, Drip Potluck, we're not getting the support that we anticipated at this point,
Hmm.
and we don't have the budget for marketing, so we can't really budget elsewhere. So we're kind of relying on the community to do that, right? But we're also going to introduce another use case for Drip within Drip Potluck. Okay, so that's something that we're going to be doing. So don't hold me to that because again, we're waiting to see what happens with Drip, right? Because I mean, there's no point us losing money,
Right.
right? But the vision is there. Drip 21. So yeah, Haas, you can look up DeFi Crypto Boss, and you can see Drip 21 have their own Telegram group. Go over there, tell them I sent you, and they'll take care of you there. To help our people on the ground on Grasp DeFi, so many ops, just very risky. Hence my diversification to elephant. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think that's our key. We've got to introduce crypto and DeFi to the no coiners, okay? But giving them a smooth transition into it, and you got to talk about what use cases there are for crypto, not just DeFi, not just ROI DApps, just the general use cases. Okay, over here in the Philippines, it's a big thing, and Blue Chip, you'd know this, man. Like having been over here, you know that remittance is a really big thing in the Philippines because they've got family abroad, etc., and they send the money back here. You got
Right.
what's called OFWs, you know, overseas foreign workers or Filipino workers. So that's probably the biggest industry. There's like 30. It's like $30 billion industry or something.
Wow.
Okay, so the biggest export from the Philippines is their people working in all different parts of the world and then sending money back to the Philippines. So, you know, what we're working with people now in regards to using crypto for remittance as opposed to using Western Unions and PayPals and stuff like that. Because, I mean, to send, you know, it doesn't matter the amount that you send. Like, for example, BNB, it's only going to cost you 2 cents or 3 cents.
Hmm.
You don't have any other transaction fees, right? Whereas if you're using Western Union, depending on the amount that you're selling, it can be like a huge amount. No offense to anyone that may work for Western Union that's watching the stream, right? But you know, using crypto for remittance is a huge thing, and that's what we've been working on with our Blocks Media stuff. Blocks Media, basically educating people and telling them about blockchain technology, talking about crypto, what the use cases are. It's not all about scams. It's not all about, oh, you have to invest in this, you have to invest in that. Just a basic use case, transferal of money, remittance of money. It's what crypto was supposed to be, right, initially. So if you can teach people about that and using it for that, I mean, if anyone, like even in the US, if you have any family anywhere else in the world and you are helping to support them or transfer funds here and there, man, crypto's the way to go. Crypto's definitely the way to go to do it because it's lowering your fees. You know, again, here in the Philippines, sometimes if you're transferring a big amount from abroad to here, sometimes those fees can be, you know, upwards of $100 because it's percentages, right? $100. I mean, $100 over here, dude, that can feed your family for a week. You know, on bare essentials, obviously, but it can do it. You know, even more than a week, couple of weeks. So, you know, trying to educate people on the real use cases for crypto, not just investments and trying to make how many X's. Bring it back to the basics. Yeah, bring it back to the basics, and that's what people are going to understand, you know. And then when they're making money, then they can do stuff like Alak-Azul. You know, so there you go. All right, guys. Hey, man, we've been going for 2 hours and 11 minutes, and I know, like, you know, you guys are getting a bit tired there. I'm getting a bit tired, but it's funny because now we're getting more viewers. We're getting more viewers as we're trying to, like, you know, to wind it down. But yeah, I think we'll let it go for another 5 minutes. If anyone out in the stream, out in the chats, has any more questions, you got 5 minutes, and you know, ask us the questions. And again, I'm sorry, like this hasn't been like an energy charged stream like we normally do, but you know, again, I see there's some good content that has come out of it, but I'm feeling pretty burnt out. Right, I actually didn't feel like doing this stream this morning, but I thought, you know, I've got to do it. I can't not do it. So I had last week off too. So, yeah. Ask any other questions if you have any. 100-year-old duck eggs for $100. Dude, have you seen those things? How black they are on the inside, and people eat it? I just can't do it, man. Have you guys ever had that? The century eggs?
No.
Nah, man, I can't do that. The century eggs. And people eat it, man. Like, oh, man, no. I'll eat balut. You know what balut is anyway, right? Blue
What's
chip,
that?
you know balut. Balut is a duck egg, right? It's a salted duck egg.
Okay.
But it has the embryo, like it's no longer an embryo, it's an actual chick on the inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right?
Heard that.
Yep. And it's, oh man, it's actually really nice. If you get the thought out of your head, it tastes really freaking nice. Right? But you have, you know, if you have a couple of those while you're drinking, expect to get high blood pressure. It's just, yeah, no, seriously. That's balut. I eat it. But there's other things here I won't eat, man. Like they have over here, it's what they call isao, which is intestines.
Oh, no.
I just can't
do that.
they eat pig intestines and chicken intestines, and you see them barbecuing it out in the street, and then they sell it. I'm like, dude, I can't.
I got some good Native American friends, and they do what they call tripe.
Oh, yeah.
The pig
Tripe,
intestines, all that kind of stuff. And I can't do it. Tried it once,
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Well, it used to be really inexpensive. You used to get a can of it for like 25 cents.
Yep.
My pops
Yeah.
would put it in flour and fry it. It was great.
Yeah.
But now that can would be like maybe 50. It's really expensive. Let's put it that way.
Crazy,
Obviously,
isn't it?
somebody likes it.
Dude, I tried that isao. Isao is what they call it here. It's pig intestines and chicken intestines and stuff. And they're supposed to like clean it out and stuff like that. And man, I tried it and I went to bite it, and there's crunchy bits still on the inside. I go, no, I'm not touching this anymore, man. That's a freaking shit tube. I'm not gonna eat a shit tube. Not my thing, man. You know, could not pay me enough. Isao, it's just not my thing, man. I know other cultures do it too, so it's not just over here. They eat that. There you go. I love tripe. Tripe, yeah. I don't think tripe is not intestines. It's like, isn't it like
it's the muscle.
inner
It's like the muscle inside the stomach or something.
yeah,
like that.
the inner lining of a stomach, right? That's it. It's not.
I
just the
thought
stomach,
there was
you know?
like intestines and stuff like that in there too, the way I was always told.
No, tripe
No.
is like the inner lining of the stomach.
Okay.
From what I know. Yeah. Yeah. Tripper and lots of beer.
Reaper.
We eat the whole animal, man. Oh man, there's another dish. How'd we end up here? Absolutely. Yeah, stomach lining. See, there you go, stomach lining.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a thing over here which they call papaitan. Papaitan, it's a soup, right? It's a soup, but it's got all the entrails in it. And they usually make it from goat or pork or something like that. And it's got all the entrails that are inside of it, right? Now, there's a traditional way. Like a friend of mine, they're from the province area, and they were telling me the traditional way is with goat meat and goat entrails, right? And the true papaitan is that they get the intestine and they take out some of what's inside it and put that into the soup. So it's the shit they put into it, right? Goat shit as well to give it. That's the traditional way. Holy shit, man! I wouldn't be eating that. I just nah, man. I can't do that.
Yeah, but I'd like some killer wind and a cold San Miguel. San Miguel.
Oh, Kilowin, no problem, man. I'll eat that. Kilowin is, Doug. Kilowin is like it's fish, but it's not cooked, and it's done with like chilies and vinegar and stuff like that. So the vinegar actually cooks it. So it's like it's real
nice.
fish.
I would definitely eat
chopped
that.
up into little things, and
It's
I
like
eat that.
ceviche.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. But how the hell we got onto that? Yes, I'm gonna put that up. How do we end up here?
It was the Alak-Azul. That's how we got here.
Yeah, snout to tail. I'm gonna have another Alak-Azul, guys, and I think we should call it, man.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
Getting late here.
absolutely. Alak-Azul, guys.
Alak-Azul.
Here you go. Japodigy, we got a killer Philo restaurant, man. Yeah, man, Filipino food is actually some nice Filipino food, but it just, when you're over here, it's like every house does the same thing every day. Adobo, right? You'd know about adobo.
Yep.
Blue chip and adobo, man. There's different ways of cooking adobo. I always say my adobo is the best, man, but but everyone does it different. But it's kind of like same thing, day in, day out, And like where I'm living, it's very difficult to buy beef, so it's always like fish or pork or chicken. There's like where I am, and we have to travel a fair way to go to like the big supermarkets to buy beef, and even the beef that we buy here, it's not quality, right? It's not quality, so you got to go to the specialist stores that will provide like really good quality beef, and it's very expensive. But so yeah,
Well, if you ever want a fat American hearty down home meal, I got you.
Oh man, awesome.
A good cheeseburger topped with a little bit of mashed potatoes and a little bit of gravy over the top of it,
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Some good winter food.
Yeah. I miss like simple meat pies from Australia, like Aussie meat pies, bro. You can't beat that shit, right? You can't beat that. I mean, Nelly, do you eat meat pies, man? I used to eat meat pies at least every day, like at least one a day when I was back in Australia, meat pie and a nice coffee. So, but anyway, now we're talking about food. And what do you call
hungry
Chinese
again.
food and Chinese food in China? You know what, guys? When I was in China, the Chinese food tastes like shit. Seriously, man, the Chinese food in Australia was awesome, and I used to run 3 Chinese restaurants, right?
Wow.
I used to manage three restaurants back then. And then when I went to China and I had their food, like, dude, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. And you'd think coming from there, it'd be awesome, right? But yeah.
That's the bad part with being way up here, up north like this. We don't get all of that culinary experience up here. It's very burger and fry type establishment, or a good piece of steak and a baked potato. So we're used to the Americanized version of all these other things like that, and you don't get the authentic stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Australia as well. Australia is very multicultural, right? But the standard thing in Australia is meat and 3 types of vegetables.
Nice.
Meat and 3 veg, right? That's the general staple for most people. But then, yeah, I mean, we do pastas and all kinds of stuff because it's very, very multicultural. But the general diet, yeah, man, meat and 3 veg every day. When I'm in Australia, man, like, or even here, I only eat rice like twice a week, and people go, "You don't eat rice every day?" No, man, I don't. and I remember when I first came over here, another mate of mine came to visit, and he's Filipino but Australian as well, right? And he came over for a holiday over here, and he's staying at a different place, and he messaged me and he goes, "Bro, do they eat rice for breakfast at your place too?" And they do, right? They eat rice for breakfast and like
fried rice with a fried egg on top.
yeah, man, silog is what it's called, silog. And then you can have like tup silog, which is like beef tapa, and then hot silog, which is the same. It's like one hot dog or a couple of hot dogs, and then you know a fried egg on top, and then you've got fried rice. So it's silog, and then yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, so here, meat pies and sausage rolls, absolutely, brother. Man, I miss them. I haven't had a meat pie in like 3 years, right? And I've made them, but when my mother hasn't come to visit me since before COVID, right? But she used to come over at least once every couple of years, and when she was coming over, I'd send her money and I'd order like 60 kilos of meat from Australia at one time, and you know they would have because it's only like maybe a 5-hour flight, okay, with a stopover. So they stop over in Singapore before they come over here, and she'd just freeze up a heap of meat and put them into like ice boxes and stuff, and they'd take it on the plane. So I'd get meat pies and my iced coffees and you know all this meat. We'd get kangaroo meat, and kangaroo meat is like freaking awesome, guys. Absolutely. If you ever get a chance in your life to eat kangaroo meat, freaking eat it. It's beautiful.
I've had it once.
It's awesome if it's cooked right. If you don't cook it right, it's really tough. But
I actually had it in like a beef stick.
Oh, okay, like in a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, or like a jerky type thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. It's a very gamey taste. It's like if you could have the taste of meat with liver.
Okay.
Meat with liver or meat with kidney or that kind of thing. It would just that would be the taste. But you got to cook it right, otherwise it's really tough because there's no fat. It's just like pure muscle. So, but I love it. Food. Deer season. Yeah, I would actually put it close to deer. Deer, venison. Well, to a degree, because you know, like deer, it has that really gamey taste. You know what I mean?
You know who that is, don't you?
Maybe kangaroo is like goat. Maybe it's like goat meat.
No, it's different. It's different to goat meat. Yeah, K&K Racing. That's you, Doug. Todd.
That's Todd, actually. He's at work
That's
right now
Todd.
listening in. Hey, get back to work.
There you go. When you take me to Air Force One, I'll bring. Brother, come on. Buy your ticket today. Come over tomorrow. I'll take you to Air Force One. Air Force One. It's like, yeah, I could get you there, man. Let's do that. Let's go hang out in Air Force One or Burgos Street or something like that. And I'll just watch you because I don't get involved in all of that.
Bro, I'm serious on this, man. I'm transitioning my office and everything. And I'm almost got it done. Got things running where I could step away, and I'm thinking about taking a walkabout, man.
Come over and visit, bro. And then man, I'll give you some Alak-Azul pure from the source, brother.
I hear you, man.
And then we'll do a live stream from my garden. Hey, I got blue chip here in my garden. We're drinking Alak-Azul.
I thought, man, Hey,
do it, bro.
Don't think I'm BSing, man. I'll do it, man.
Do it, bro. Do it. That would be freaking awesome. I'd love that. I have another guy, Cryptovonics. He's one of my admins on my Drip Network Philippines Telegram group, and we've been talking for a while. He works overseas. He works abroad, but he's a Filipino. And then he messaged me. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to be home in the Philippines. Can we catch up?" And it just so happens he's only like 30 minutes away from my house.
Nice.
So yeah, we ended up catching up, I got him smashed on Alak-Azul. And he'll never forget it, right? So Cryptovonics, yeah, big shout out to him, to Von. But yeah, we got smashed on it. He was like, yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Prodigy. Hey, Nelly, you know what? Let's do it, guys. Let's set a time, come over and visit. Seriously, let's set a date and come and visit. I'll show you Man, we'll have a great time. We'll go down to the beaches. We'll, we've got all these little resorts and stuff around the place. Just come here. I don't, you pay for your accommodation. I'll pay for all the food and drinks. How's that?
Cool, man.
You'll be drunk every day.
Oh, you'll be totally smashed. And if we're drinking Alak-Azul every day, man, you'll be shitting blue. But no, it'll be a great experience, guys. Do it. Let me know. We'll talk about it offline. We'll set a date, and let's just do it. Even like 6 months from now or whatever. Let's just do it. Why the hell not, right? And then we can talk more about with Alak-Azul. We're drinking the Alak-Azul, and we'll talk about the Alak-Azul project and stuff like that. Maybe you guys will want to invest. Never know.
Never know.
Definitely.
Never know, man. It could be a good thing. So there you go. 3-player drip on Potluck. Go take my B&B, guys. Or there you go. There's a 3-player drip open. Next year, man, I'm down. Okay, next year, right? Next year, but you got to time it when it's not the rainy season. So usually the best time, if you're talking about next year, even if it's 6 months away, that's still next year. The best time, I think, is probably around about, summer. So around April, May is the best time to do it. And it's cheap, man. It's cheap to come over here, and it's cheap to hang out and stuff like that. And, come out to my property, man. We'll have some fun. We'll have some awesome...
I thought all of the Philippines was hot. Then I went to Baguio.
No, yep.
Man, I was like, man, it's freaking cold. It's like way up in the mountains. You go from 110 degrees to like 60. It's like, whoa.
Bro, Crypto Lucky just moved to Baguio.
Oh,
he's
really?
overseas at the moment. He just moved to Baguio. He's Canadian, right? He's Canadian. And then we're doing our calls every day after he moved over there. I'm like, dude, you got a fucking heater. They've got a fireplace in the house. You got a heater, and he's sitting there with a blanket. I'm going, you pussy. It doesn't.
And he's from
cold.
Canada.
He's from Canada, bro.
60 is like a heat wave then.
Yeah, but man, he's like, I'm like, are you kidding me? He goes, nah, bro, it's cold here. You big pussy.
It's because you go from 110 degrees to like 65 in the snap of a finger. That's why.
So, I mean, he moved only like a month and a half ago, and a half or something like that. So he moved there from here in Manila. And I was just giving him shit. He's sitting there with with 2 shirts on and a blanket over him while we're doing our Zoom calls. I'm like, what happened to you, man? What's going on?
You should buy him one of those snuggles offline from Amazon. The snuggles.
Dude, he bought a freaking heater. I'm like, what do you need a heater for in the Philippines, man? Like. And he did it, yeah. So his family, they moved to Baguio, right? Because his wife's from that area, and so they moved over there just recently, and there's actually a lot of business opportunities in Baguio City. So and it's only like from here. If I go on my bike, I'll get there in like 5 hours. So it's not really that far, and that's 5 hours with traffic as well. Sometimes just going to Manila takes me 2 hours from where I am, and that's only like 40 kilometers, right?
Man, that's not that far. It must be a lot of traffic.
Traffic is ridiculous, bro. Traffic is ridiculous, man. Like coming from where I am, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, depending on what time you go. It's just madness. And 48 kilometers, I think. That's it.
You got one of those trikes with all the little decorations and ornaments on the sidecar, man? Those are cool.
I don't. I've got like 5 or 6 bikes, and then I've got the car, and then I've got this trike that I built where I took seats out of a Toyota Land Cruiser, and I put them in the back, and it's got a roof and everything. The front of it looks like a Harley. The front of it looks like a Harley. So I got one of those. So that's really freaking cool. But yeah, man, when I travel to the city, if I'm just by myself, I'm on the bikes.
Yeah.
I can't handle sitting there in traffic. Like, it drives me freaking nuts, man.
Yep.
You know, so I go on the bike to go into the city. Unless I've got my family with me, then we take the car. But other than that, man, it's just bikes.
Yeah, my
Little
buddy
bikes.
and I, we would rent the trikes, their taxi.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we would both give our drivers like 20 peso to try and beat, the other one. So we're
Yeah.
like cruising around freaking racing and shit.
Yeah, man, there's some good fun, like good fun to have, And I've also got an e-trike, so electronic trike, which I use to
Okay.
take the kids to and from school every day. I bought it for the wife, but she doesn't use it, so I'm using it. Can't go like extremely far. I charge it up every couple of days, but I'm going through I'm converting it and putting solar on it. I'm putting a solar
wow.
charger on the top and converting all the batteries from lead acid batteries to LiFo 4 or LiPo 4 or something like that batteries. So they last a lot longer and stuff. But man, it's really cool. I get out there on this thing and it's only doing like 50 or 60 kilometers, right?
Right.
But this little thing and it's just like bouncing around and it's got a roof and it's great, man, taking the kids to and from school. So
I bet your kids love it.
oh, they do, man. And my kids know how to ride it because with those e-trikes, you don't need a license.
Okay.
Right?
nice.
You don't need a license for
yeah.
it. So it's freaking awesome, man. But yeah, so I got that for the wife. She doesn't. She uses it, but very rarely. So
Yeah.
anyway,
I see Nelly saying April, right?
yeah, man, let's do it. April, shoot for April. Come and visit, man. We'll go to my other property. I got the property, but it hasn't been developed yet. So we'll just be freaking camping out there on the beach. It's got 2 kilometers of beach. And just go fishing and camping and stuff like that. And then we'll go into the Burgos Street and Air Force One and so, but no, we'll have fun, man. Come and do it. And I've got a heap of bikes here, so we can just go and all get on the bikes and just like tour up into the mountains and stuff like that. That'd be freaking awesome.
Man.
Let's do it.
Yep,
Let's do it.
I want to do it.
Let's do it, man. No bullshit. Let's just do it. All right. What the hell? Why not? Called Udi's here in Oz. The Snuggles.
Snuggles.
Oh, yeah.
Udi.
There you go. All right, guys, man. We've been going for 2 hours and 33 minutes. We could just keep talking like this for ages. I don't know if anyone will still
All
be
right,
watching.
man.
But everyone out in the stream that's still out there in the chats, it's showing me that there's still 17 people out there. So, much love to all of you. Thanks for tuning in. I know that this stream has been a little bit all over the place, but we have covered quite a few good things, right? I think we have.
Yep.
So, again, Doug, Todd, I know you're still out there. Thank you so much. Much love to you. Blue Chip,
I see
you're
you, Doug.
always welcome on my stream, brother. Always.
Oh, thank you very much. It was nice
Right.
meeting Doug. Doug,
Yeah,
nice to
meet you
too.
Yeah. Doug and Todd have been with me for such a long time, man. Like a long time in Drip. They're part of the team. And they know.
Actually, Danny's the reason that we got into Drip.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
So, but man, always have a good time with these guys. And thank you again. Doug, Todd, I can see you in the chats there, man. Todd is KK Racing as well. So thank you all. Great stream. Have a good one. Haas, again, thank you. Haas, if you want to know more about the P2P, just message me, man. Get onto Telegram, message me on Telegram, and I'm happy to walk through it with you. And more than anything, it'd just be nice to freaking touch base with you outside of YouTube, just to say g'day. That would be freaking awesome. So message me and see how we go. All right. So take it easy, guys. Enjoy the weekend. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to hit the outro. If you want to stay there for a minute, great. If not, that's all good. I understand if you've got to go, but we're going to do this. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. And guys, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It's crazy. I'm doing all these videos, man, and like I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers. What the hell? Just do it. But the thing is, we're getting a heap of views, right? A heap of views, and people are coming back. But the subscription is like, so please do that. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, man. West Side, salute to you. Salute to you, brother. Okay, I'm going to play my outro, and this is the one. Lady champions. Oh, no. I have to do one more. That's customary.
You got to
That's
finish it off
customary.
like usual.
Alak-Azul.
Cool.
Yeah. Now we hit my outro. Later, champs.
Later.